direction.
No, you would think so. This is a really exciting matchup because you have the up-and-comers in FUT versus the defending world champions, of course, in NRG. Two teams that have never faced each other in Valorant history. Going up for the first time, Scuba under pressure does get some good damage in onto Zeus.
That it does. Tag down to 8. Now, kill's gonna be found. Paint shell gonna be lobbed in. Crystal gonna be taken down. NRG only able to peel back a single kill, but now a 2v4 and more damage suffered. They tuck into the corner, and that's just gonna be NRG completely overwhelming their opponents and taking the opening pistol.
Just a really simple theory here for NRG. Find a little bit of contact at the front of B. Pretend like you're peeling back, open up the doors, set up the crunch, and swoop through for the kills. FUT just can't do much about this one. Just a well-read pistol round here. Bonker's already fired up.
And needs to keep that energy going. Good start off the rip. It's going to be classics across the board here for FUT, as they'll try to find any way to deal damage. Well, perhaps we would see a force into this one, given that they're on the attacker side, but it looks like it's still just going to be a decently pacey hit, a push forward. The Spice utility still in position to hold them at bay.
Yeah, so might just be a little bit of an orb collection than a change of ideas, change of scenery. They will be doing exactly that, just trying to get what they can out of this round. I think part of the idea here early might be just trying to avoid some of that Brock util in these early rounds and seeing if they could sneak through, but NRG step ahead of the game. Mata.
Still thinking that this is going to be a late hit onto C, so Mata all alone on this side of the map.
Cover going out.
Will be under some pressure. Obviously has the Spectre here to try to hold his own. Bit of opening spray going to be sent through. Jump peek, spots him out. Now the rotations can come through from NRG. FUT, can they scale quickly enough? No. They're going to look to pump the brakes again.
Well, this is already kind of interesting from FUT, showing some different stuff than what they have so far in this tournament. It's a lot of pauses. Oh no.
30 seconds
they are
left.
swooping forward. Lying just around the corner is Scuba. That judge in hand, ready to absolutely ruin their day. Can he get the ace? He's going to be looking for it. The cut back over to the spawn. The shot's going wide. NRG. I mean, you're trying to deny him an ace, but you gotta die. You gotta get taken down. He'll find the one. But then will fall. And the patience from NRG, from Scuba in particular, ends up paying dividends.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is just really interesting stuff for FUT in terms of maybe showing a little bit more willingness to rotate around the map than what we have seen previously from them. They're a team that will kind of try to take some space early, consolidate it, maybe try to wait you out, see if you'll over-rotate on them, and then make their hit after that. But it's maybe trying to get in NRG's head a little bit here with some of these early ideas on these ecos. But like you said, NRG had plans regardless. Clear the haunt. Mata can't take the fight.
Yeah, will get flushed out, finds a bit of damage on the sociable, but loses his life. Scoop at the same time, wanting to push forward, grab that gun, is able to do so, just riding along his own Viper wall. Makes his way out to safety, but all this pressure is to really maybe try to shove them elsewhere. But as you can see, the deep angle that Kiko could have had established outside of Mount has been given up, so now he's playing back on the site with that judge.
Yeah, so you've given up a lot of information control here as NRG. You're kind of in a situation where you can either hedge your bets or try to gamble. They're going to hedge their bets and confirm on the Prowler. Doesn't force anyone away for NRG. Still just going to be Ethan there initially. And FUT really taking their time here. Really want to be thoughtful and considerate against this NRG team. You know, we talked about the high tempo pace that they can play at, but so far showing us a little bit of a different identity.
Noise starting to be made. Wall again, going to be raised. Scuba, does he go for the pot shots? Looks like the answer is no. It's going to be that tap of the door coming through. Swing in the corner, and Zeus is able to have him dead immediately. Relay bolt now going to be connecting, limiting that spray, but Brock is still able to find one elimination. And Zeus cannot line up for the second. Ethan able to strike him down. Giving he and Kiko an opportunity to still try to clutch this out and get that bonus converted. To make it happen at 2v3, it's going to be a double approach from upper.
Planted.
Sociable work down low to 40 health. He's going to be taking point. Ooh. The paranoia will be sent out. Force away for the moment. Kiko able to find him through that smoke. TP to reposition over towards main.
Last
player
But
standing.
the NRG able to find the shutdown, and any more damage that Ethan could get still be quite significant, so they need to try to hold on to these two remaining weapons. Tap of the defuse at the scale 4, just trying to separate them, and he does manage to take it down to 1. What will deny the bonus conversion, but at significant cost.
Yeah, this is really, really good for NRG, frankly. They come close to getting the bonus, but they still drop all the guns but one there. Nice early opening kill for Sociable, but Brock able to hold the line even through the relay bolt. Knew he was dead, just had to try to do what he could.
Let's go!
Still, FUT gonna try to keep the energy there.
Let's try.
But NRG just really sturdy in their defense, and even with having to give up a ton of map space, FUT just kind of gambled a little bit incorrectly towards the A site. Loses some players, hemorrhaging that advantage that they could have utilized, but here goes Sop, stuck in the Vice util, and the Odin gonna deny a little bit of access.
It's a little bit more on the back end of those Thorns, but it's gonna be quick rotations from NRG, trying to get into position as Spike is brought to bear. Plant now gonna be coming through. Ethan potentially rerouted as they have this triple stack on the waterfall angle quad, actually, with Zeus up top as well.
Sees Paranoia.
We're about to clear it. Mata to find one, the swing in, and Ethan hits the transfer to take down Zeus in midair. Just breaking their way right back into this cycle. Crystallian and Sop have something to say about it. 2 kills apiece, and now suddenly it is just Brock with that Odin in hand. Spot him to one the side across, is drawing that attention, and Brock, overwhelmed and running out of bullets, will end up falling. And what a massive rescue of the round, as FUT will tie it up 2-2.
That's that individual firepower you're looking for on FUT, on display. Sop, big round here, big 3K. And Crystalli with just a Guardian finds 2. They don't check that angle. They get kind of tunneled in towards those players at the back of sight. So that's exactly what you want out of a Neon. Being a distraction and racking in the kills. Beautiful stuff. Even though NRG looked like they had a shout into that after Ethan hit a belter of a transfer. Oh my goodness.
Now, push back onto a thrifty attempt is NRG. Sop going to be forced away. Paint Shells, Paranoia, all going to be invested. Establishing that control outside of Rubble, and allowing for Mata to collect that orb. So now it's going to be one charge away from a showstopper that could be a tipping point in this round.
Oh.
But Sop is going to be able to find Ethan.
Yeah, that's huge. You're going to open up a lot of extra space, deny a lot of information.
I think he might have gotten caught on a jiggle peek or a jump peek.
Yeah.
And surely he wasn't just out into the open.
I think you're right. They're going to try to maybe lean in towards B here. Just Brock and a classic awaiting them.
And just keeping that util pocketed. Knows that they're not going to be super favored going into this one, but he's still going to be able to find Sop. Immediately rotates over, but the weapon's going to be juggled away. And he's going to quickly scale off the back of this, continuing to hear that breadcrumb trail of Sociable, dropping the guns back, but he can't confirm the kill. Takes him low, but can't take him down. All the while, NRG now clustered into the B site, but to push forward from FUT at A. You see the TP from Sociable works his way over to drop. Nico finds another though. NRG eliminated, and suddenly that's a weapon that can be recovered. NRG are in with a shout.
Now that showstopper's a real threat if it gets to it.
Zeus needing to be able to hold his own here. It's just a tap at the door, the rotate out. Kiko trying to keep some attention tied on this angle, and he's got the attention of 2, but Crystalli will be able to catch a glimpse. Gets the kill, and that's the weapon now lost as Mata and Scuba go on the approach here at rope. When coming in,
remaining.
Snaps on for the headshot. That is a gorgeous flick from Sociable. Now it's just Scuba to try to see if he can get some more damage in. Slow down the ballooning of this economy. Find a bit of damage pushed back, but it's going to be Zeus finding that final shot as FUT find themselves in the lead.
It still looks really nice for NRG. I mean, the map reads are really good. They're mirroring the rotations nicely up FUT, but the gun's just not going to be there.
Oh, come on.
That's unfair. Just a shoulder. Oh.
I mean, I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But it was even more impressive than I thought.
It was really nice. That's great reactions from Sop. who's going to have an operator now, too. So does Mata. Mata on that showstopper. Zeus still a couple away from his, but Yedijay, Crystalli, their ults. Definitely some nice ability to clear some space here. Deep angle. Prowler is going to be cleared for Sop to try to keep this operator position hidden. But with that Haunt not seeing anything, they're going to feel comfortable to take a little bit of extra space.
Bring them down.
Obviously, you know Ethan's in there. Just what do the other layers look like behind that? Mata tucked in behind the box outside of stairs.
Still on a paint shell to potentially clear this angle, force Mata to reposition. Looks like they will just hold it for now. And silently drift away once again, looking like they might lean in towards C.
I'd love to see Sop create a little bit of noise or throw a fast lane or something here to try to really sell this.
I think that's why he might be the one sticking around that, and he's expecting a jump peek from that site. Haunt goes out, has to pull back, give up a little bit of space, and Ethan, oh, you are playing with fire. Oh, he's nearly able to find him through the door. Reapproach back through B main. Tap of this one, it looks like FUT are going to go for this push. Clearing out the box, smoke now at main, going to be dissipated. Still a paint shell can be sent, but double thorns situated. Zeus can be the one to go up and over, but the spray from Brock now going to go flying in, but it's going to be Zeus who's able to find him through that smoke after all. Yedijay gets Kiko, and now it's just Ethan trying to slow things down. Re-swinging around the back here, Sop peeks into B main, finds Scuba, the elimination is in.
10 seconds
I think that if you're NRG, you're going to have to try to go for the save, especially given that you have this operator in play, but looking to establish a flawless round as they move up 4-2.
Yeah, it works out well enough here for FUT. Leaving Sop trailing with the op. Does a nice job just baiting that extra little bit of attention, and usually Brock, even when he's under pressure with an Odin, somehow finds one, but this time can't really get that spray to go. Can't figure out where those tracers are coming from.
I think he was fully blinded up as well, so he couldn't even see the damn things. So ends up just holding down M1, hoping for any sort of contact that he can get. Just completely unfavored in that scenario, but FUT, another massive round for them here, and maybe that's enough to try to force out an early timeout from NRG. They're going to start feeling a bit more desperate as time goes on if FUT can continue to rack up these wins, because this is NRG's map pick.
For sure, and it's a map that where FUT has kind of struggled on. We haven't seen it in this event yet, but you know, so far this stage hasn't been their best map. And NRG, on the other hand, 2-0 so far here in Masters London on Lotus. So you got to feel like you got to do some damage. And again, NRG typically a team very good on the defender side. You know, you think about the combo of the Odin, you know, Kiko just going crazy, Mata very sturdy typically, but it's been a rough event for some of those players.
Because if they take Lotus, then you start really favoring them to take this entire series. Overdrive and a Nightfall going to be available. Pit is available as well for Scuba. Curious if we just see that one off the rip, as they do manage to get a buy collected. Haunt out over the top. Sop going to be revealed. The showstopper going to be sent, and that's going to be rewarded with 2. Massive value for Mata from beyond the grave. It was a good shutdown shot from Zeus, but it was a bit too late. That's the entry power now taken out of the hands of FUT.
And that's a showstopper denied from them in this round as well.
Swing in, and Ethan able to hold the door. Yedijay going to be taken down. It looks like Crystalli going to try his odds with this one. It's 4 bullets remaining. He will run out of them, as well as out of health. Scuba now backfilling that space. Lob it on that sees to find no connection. Sociable and Crystalli. What are they going to be able to work here? It's Kiko backpedaling deeper in towards spawn. Giving up this space, NRG making the call to just play for a retake. They have the Steel Garden.
Yeah, and they have the flank. That's really what you're looking for.
Completely cover this site.
Yeah. Well, there isn't much util left here in the back pocket for FUT. Haunt just comes back online. You do have the Nightfall.
30 seconds left.
Gamble to invest it.
Planted.
Plant now in, NRG. Gonna start to make their move. Approach out, Sociable, maybe with a path to work his way out into the spawn. It's still gonna be risky though, because he just doesn't have the information, but could use that to avoid this Steel Garden.
Face your fear!
There's Nightfall, okay, we'll give him that out. Sure as there's no one on that approach at the stair side. Noise now starting to be made. He's able to backpedal away. It's going to be Crystalli. That bandit in hand to try himself alive, but a glimpse. Spotted there, and Scuba tagged down to 5 HP, swing in the corner, and Cristalli not quite watching for this, though, but neither is Scuba! Sociable now at drop finds Keiko, and Cristalli gets himself a second.
Ooh, that's a backbreaker. NRG's economy is going to be in the dumps. Meanwhile, FUT is flush with cash. And that round, when you get that early advantage, that 2-for-1 on the showstopper, you take that rubble fight and you win it. But you can't convert off the back of it with a 3v2 on the retake with the Steel Garden in play. Just an unchecked angle costs you dearly.
And for FUT, I mean, seeing Cristalli play like this is a breath of fresh air, because while he has had good performances in this tournament thus far, that final map to have them not be able to immediately qualify forward, he was having a very rough go of it on Fracture. Seems like he's found his footing yet again.
But it's a huge relief here for FUT, because now they're going to have a showstopper that they probably were wanting to get the orb for in the previous round.
Mata's going on a walkabout. Looks like this is widely prepared for, though. Mostly anticipating it from that A main side, but Paint Shell to try to lead the charge. Maybe the showstopper just invested off the back of that. Sob scouting forward yet again, is able to find Ethan, taking him down with that outlaw. And FUT may be starting to assess that this is the stack. They want to try to instill some doubt, make NRG think that they're going for this pivot play.
And it just comes down to Mata and Yetajay here. Oh, Yetajay, is he going to consider it?
For now, no. Starts to look at it, and Mata ends up pulling the trigger a little bit too quickly, and Yetajay just wins the fight. Mata now dead, the weapon gone, Scuba finished off. Sociable looks for a little bit more.
30 seconds left.
Looked like he was gonna re-tap that door, open it back up, and go out there for a brawl. Instead, will allow for Brock. Maybe coming towards him. Some noise made. Yetajay just keeping them boxed in. They're going to try to fight this one together, but he's able to get them separated now as the paranoia flies through. Keiko tucking into the corner. And Yetajay looking for the elimination. A solid shot there with that Sheriff. We'll put Yetajay down, stopping it from being a flawless, but Sop will get himself a second, and FUT will move up 6-2.
I just love the patience and the discipline you're seeing from FUT here on this attacker side. You know, really using their time wisely, not overcommitting to anything. Just a quick dip, take the kill, and out for Sop. Then Yetajay wins that huge battle on the extremities, knocks the, hero rifle out of the hands of NRG. Those contact fights, so important, but FUT has been so good at them. I mean, you think back to their opening game against Full Sense, where it was tons of contact fights. They were absolutely dominating that team.
Showstopper's gonna be sound off the rip, and it's gonna be Mata taking down, but Ethan Mata still able to find some kills. Trade there on the Zeus, Sop dead. Ethan getting some revenge. The spray and pray is rewarded. Cristalli gonna be tagged down to 10. Player advantage still gonna be established. Looking like a very good reply round here from NRG. Find the win off this, with the showstopper committed as well. You'll be feeling damn good about your chances, as Paranoia is not going to be connecting, and Brock is going to be able to find him. Finishing the job, and now the spike straight on the other side of this wall. This looks nigh impossible. No ultimate available for Sociable to just try to pick this one up. No Steel Garden from Yetajay.
I mean, you almost have to wrap all the way around the map and try to come from a different angle. At least getting an orb out of it. Yetajay's laughing there.
Yeah, they're having a giggle about this. I think they know that they're in a pretty screwed position.
30 seconds left.
Let's see if they manage to work some magic. Smoke out again. There's the spam on the spike, but Sociable able to TP out. He's got it. But Brock's got the push forward, and once again, it's stuck on the other side of a door. Spam through, Yetajay will fall, and Brock will come away with 3 kills to get NRG the same on the board.
And it's huge here for NRG because it keeps their economy stabilized now. They were teetering on the edge once again. That's a big win for Mata there. FUT gambles for the showstopper, that they can use that to take control of A. And NRG just stepping ahead of it. It's a good idea. Sop once again sitting on the op, still has the overdrive.
Hasn't really had a great opportunity to try to commit that one, but Top again is going to be taken out as Ethan is starting to find his number, and Mata gets a kill as well. Another key advantage found at the start of the round for NRG as they look to run this back. Now on the back foot, listen into foot.
Bekle biz fightlayalım sen diyeceksin. Diyorum. Sal. Prefire atacağım ben her yere.
Bu
Fade
B dönmüş. Rez bir can.
Bekle bekle.
Bakıyorum soluna. Hobbit'ten ince cross olabilir belki. Ona
Bekle,
pikleyebilirsin
bekle.
abi. Bekliyorum ben.
Diyeceğim. Sağıma bakın.
Bakıyorum full her yere ben.
Trying to keep things cool, calm, and collected, and see if they can try to find the clutch here. Sociable. Scaling, spotting Ethan, but unable to find that elimination. Meanwhile, it's going to be Kiko ready for the counter swing. Shutting down two, looking for that third, and he will get it. A flawless round for NRG, who need to springboard their economy as they look to close out these final 2 rounds of the half, and immediately we're going to see a timeout called from Foot.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking the same. You know, Foot has a real opportunity here to make this potentially an 8-4 half. You're going to have some cash left here for a buy, and this is a good opportunity to recover the round. Definitely got some Kiko fans out here in London today, but
Very good for NRG.
it was a good round to have some kind of idea for that ultimate for SOP to try to take this one over. See what they're going to do. They're fighting again, aggressive early, this time going
The
deep.
overdrive's going to be popping. Ethan is pushing forward, is still able to find one. Zeus will trade that back now to push in, and he's looking for a second kill, but cannot find the transfer. Meanwhile, Kiko and Brock going to be able to reply. 2 kills found off the Odin. Is NRG now having to try to clutch it out, and he cannot. Caught off guard by Kiko, and the aggressive play is immediately shut down. NRG 1 away from tying it up at the half.
Yeah, that's just that individual effort from the player who was arguably the best in Americas during stage 1, Brock. Even with 3 players getting hit by the haunt, Foot can't capitalize. They can't get the round. They get shut down again at that A-Rubble fight. So what got drawn up was countered well by NRG and by Brock in particular. I mean, he's 1 away from a Steel Garden coming into this. Ethan's gonna have another Nightfall. Yeta does have a Steel Garden. Cristalli 1 away from a Nightfall himself. So if you can get to this plant or just do this, grab the orb, pretty good chance to at least get into a post plant you would think is Foot, but Mata's pushed up so far. And Ethan hasn't seen anything over at B, but they're still thinking C right now, just off of that orb tap in the smoke. Mata's given up a little bit of space. Cristalli's got an Odin here.
Trying to fight fire with fire. It's been a thorn in their side. As Prowler not going to get the spot. Mata, how much value can he get off this position? Ethan is there as well, just trying to play him in. There's the peak. He's able to find one, but a little bit of a wider swing out from Soppin. It's going to be Zeus able to collect that kill, but Zeus himself going to be taken low as the Nightfall now going to be invested over towards the B site. Going to try to pivot off the back of this one, immediately swarming their way forward, but that's exactly where the Odin is positioned, and there's going to be a Steel Garden in response. Sliding those up. Eventually is able to find that kill as Ethan will get taken down. C sent over. Scuba pushing his way forward, but behind the box is Sociable. Cleans up the kill. Rock and Kiko now. Try to duo clutch this one. Zeus going to be pushed out into the open, finished off, Sop dead. The spray and pray rewarded, just picking apart these low HP members. And blocks Odin. It hits a bit harder. Another multi-kill round as NRG tie it up 6-6.
That's exactly what we've been looking for. The trademark Odin of Brock lighting up the scoreboard. Couple big multi-kill rounds in a row to tie it up. Insane.
From dropping 6 straight over to Foot to then closing things out with 4 of their own. 6-6 is going to feel. Otherwise, going to have to try to make it work on Haven.
And one key point here for Foot is that, you know, like the desk was talking about, you're running a double duelist, so you're sacrificing either a Vice or a Viper. This time they sacrificed the Viper. that means you got to be a little bit more proactive on the map. You got to look for those contact fights. Spot on to Sop. He's gonna just hop his way out. But
Up some space.
yeah.
Well, I mean, this trap setup from FUT not going to be rewarded with anything outside of B.
Yeah, they were looking to try to see if they could kind of do to NRG what NRG did to them on the first pistol. Paranoia at the ready.
That's going to be a big one as well. Sends it through. The player's going to be caught, but Mana is not. Swings in, eats a bit of damage, but trying to go for the quick reposition is Zeus, and he just cannot break the angle fast enough. Going to be chucked in, but Mana able to avoid that one as well as the spike now slowly creeping in towards B main.
Yeah, this was kind of the plan all along. If you couldn't make headway through C, have a backup plan, and actually just going to fake the rotate. It's going to be the spike pickup from Scuba. It's going to drift back in. Plenty of time. It's just will FUT give them the space?
Cristali spawning out Mana there. One's going to be sent, but
30 seconds
caught by that,
left.
has a counter haunt of his own, clears the Prowler, now sends it in. Out behind them, the swing forward onto the side, Ethan's going to be dealt with. Sociable comes away with that elimination. Mana taken so very low. Puts a lot of this on the shoulders of Scuba, who's only going to be able to find the one, but will take the opening pistol the second half as they move up 7-6.
Yeah, really nice coordination here. Sociable, really nice paranoia timing. Hits a lot of players onto NRG. Even though it doesn't catch Mata, it completely stalls this hit out. Gives a little bit of hope here. Cristali, big win there, coming out of the water. And then they're just perfectly timed. They keep Mata pinned. They've got 2 to try to disrupt the player on site. They do just that. Very well thought out. Not any buy-up to speak of here at all for NRG, just classics. Scuba backed up by the paint shell. Ethan greets a Prowler. Sop gonna have the Marshal. Couple Bulldogs in there. Yeta J with just a Sheriff. Stolly rocking the Spectre.
Knowing exactly where Ethan's going to be playing from, still wanted to reposition. Sociable doesn't want to take a chance. Get caught, give over that gun. Zeus, though, well, he's just going to swing in from behind. He's able to find 2 kills, now a third as well, as that is a flawless round. Slow at the start, but swift to finish. FUT. Critical victory in that anti-eco, not suffering any losses.
Yeah, that's really nice. You know you've got an effective crossfire set up with that door being open because, you know, Zeus feels comfortable to push out because he knows the players on C site can see his back. He can watch it, so he can go to disrupt. Again, good comms, good coordination. And FUT, really nicely. They're going to have a great bonus coming in here. Couple Bulldogs, a Judge upgrade for Yeta J. It's going to be Cristali with the Marshal this time. Sop goes for the Spectre. They're going to get aggressive here. Ethan pinned down.
Tuck away, not getting revealed, but there's the Prowler out, and Zeus will be able to hound him down. Elimination found, a potential weapon upgrade available should they rotate through that spot. But now, he's going to be cutting back across through Waterfall, trying to join in alongside Sop on this side of the map, but he cannot keep himself alive. Ends up falling to the wayside as Yeta J now stuck in tree. The Thorns are trying to hold them at bay, and hearing some of this drift back towards A main.
He gets a glimpse, but they're going to try to use that against him.
Flashes out though. Tap of the door again, jumps the corner, will find some damage, but cannot get that kill. Kiko surviving with 14 HP. Showstopper going to be lobbed in. Nothing found there. Cristali going to be taken down. Scuba's able to find Zeus to boot. And now it's just Sociable, who will get spammed to death. 3 players surviving, and NRG deny the bonus conversion. Decent fashion. Still some damage suffered, yes, but hold on. Some critical weapons like that Odin.
Kind of seeing some of the changes here. The Judge not able to find that kill, whereas maybe in a previous patch it could have. That's a big difference maker there. Opens up a lot of extra space, but it's that little pause where NRG gets a glimpse. They see Yeta J in that door, and they try to use that against him. Even though FUT kind of outmaneuvering him a little bit, get the Showstopper out of the round, so that's not too bad in that regard.
I'm out of here.
Overall, I think they're have a decent read so far on how NRG wants to play the map. They've been in pretty good positions to at least do damage. Sop is the Sop op, and he is going to be sliding back into the C site, but
Will widely be avoided. So taking the orb for Ethan, halfway to that nightfall. Meanwhile, the approach coming through, and Zeus, it's been spotted. Big kill found for Kiko. Doesn't even give him the opportunity to try to respond. This is going to make for a very difficult retake now that they have that operator in hand. Out of the try to zone. Zop scaling forward. Smoke situated there for that one-way, and Mata just waiting patiently. Paranoia will fly through, but he's still able to shut down the Neon. Zop now dead. And FUT are going to have to start assessing the save. Especially now that Sociable ends up falling as well.
Not ready yet.
But can they actually escape is going to be the question. NRG could go on the hunt. They do have the money behind this. And they are going to tie this up at 8-8, not allowing for FUT to run away with their map pick.
Yeah, just kind of a eyebrow-raising position to be in as a Raze when you're sitting on top of that box. You can be seen over the toxic screen if the timing's right. And it was. That just makes the map easy for NRG. And even though they pass over the operator to try to give some entry, Mata, who's looked pretty decent here so far today. 12 and 12 on the scoreboard. That's good enough. That's what you need out of your duelist, to be going even or slightly positive with the way that NRG likes to play, with this very methodical style that they have. You'll take that. Brock and Kiko have been great once again, as they have been all throughout stage 1 in VCT. 2-3 split this time.
The buy now is just severely fractured. Sociable pushing up quite aggressively. Paint shells to fly. As Brock just spamming away.
Yeah, that Odin really denies any sort of aggressive push that you might have wanted to try to accomplish. Meanwhile, Ethan moving over towards the front of B can open the door here and make this pretty challenging for FUT.
For this crunch play, Paranoia is going to be sent out. Ethan going to be locked in position for now with the push forward, and Zeus able to barrel stuff with that sheriff. Now the showstopper immediately going to be invested. Doesn't come away with anything. Not sure where that one ended up landing.
The blind is dead.
Have to see it back either way. It's a two-player advantage and some weapons upgraded into the hands of FUT.
Now you can just hold his FUT. You're happy to seed B here because you've got A and C, so you're going to be able to create these flanks. As long as you can deal with Brock's Odin.
Has been a problem. Zeus just going to be chucking that Phantom over to Sociable, getting it into healthier hands, swinging the corner, and Scuba able to find the one. And NRG just fight for it, and now they breach their way back into the C site. Zop still with an operator. Can collect a different weapon. Hits the door.
Spike planted.
Trying to see if he can spot anything out, but it is just going to be a complete push to back site for NRG. How far do you go before you try to call this one off? They're ready for the spam. No way to get a safe defuse. Relay bolt going to be going through, and that's one hell of a way to get rid of that Odin, but now the op has to do it all. Fast lane going to be set up. Swap over onto the Phantom of the time, starting to bleed away, as he just will not be able to break this setup. Scuba gets himself a 3K, and NRG get back into the lead.
Yeah, this is all about the mid-rounding here for NRG. The decision to keep pushing past the B site, absolutely beautiful, because you catch FUT right as they're setting up to start clearing angles with the fade. And instead you get 3 kills for nothing, and you open up the C site for the plant. You keep pushing backspace, force FUT into a horrible retake, even with a man advantage to boot. Beautiful call there. That is why Ethan is a 2-time world champion.
That was with some of the weaker weaponry. Let's see if FUT can tie things up. Now they get this buy back in, but of course the operator is lost. Fake of that Omen ult. Trying to keep FUT guessing, but Zeus up and over the top is still able to find one, drops back over to safety. Will just bound his way over into the A site, but does end up eating quite a bit of damage. Pain Cell's now going to be sent, trying to slow down an approach from tree that is not to be. While Kiko is forward and stairs. Prowler, however, will immediately suss this out and have him rerouted. Meanwhile, the spike has still not been picked up. It's just now getting collected by Ethan. says, okay, we've sacrificed 2 players on the A side of the map. C should be open.
Dropping spike.
Now FUT
I have the
reading
spike.
into this though. I mean, with Kiko being so deep, there's so much to re-clear here on A
There.
that you don't
That gives
really.
him Steel Garden.
Yeah, and you don't really have the info. So it's going to be a post plant. It's going to be another odd man situation. This time NRG is going to get the steel. Yeah, the Steel Guarded, and Sop does have his ult though here.
Exactly. And NRG watching for that flank, at least for the moment, but the timing is going to be found. Ethan, miraculous that he comes away with that one, and Mana manages to escape. Overdrive is in though, and Sop just runs down Mana. Brock practically having to backpedal away. With the spray and pray already rewarded. Sociable going to be taken down. They have to fight this one forward. The wide swing coming in. Ethan able to find the one that Abuse now being stuck. He's trying to take down Cristalli, but Cristalli can just hold it. FUT tied up at 9-9.
Well, this round here for FUT, they decide to go on top of that box again with the raise, and it does catch NRG just enough off guard that you're able to get that opening kill onto the Viper. So now they don't have that wall to scale further forward. They try anyway with Kiko. He gets isolated in a position where he doesn't have any more util, no more smokes, no more TPs to get out of that stairs position. That was an all-in spot, and he couldn't connect. That gave FUT a massive advantage, and having that overdrive against Brock's ult. A nice cherry on top. A little bit of presence being shown here. A lot of bit of presence, actually. Collar, Boombot, Odin, Yedijay's in trouble.
That falls out, but at the K damage going to be found. He's backpedaling away with that Spectre in hand. Mana, they're diving forward. The rest of the team locked away for the moment. He's over towards water, but double face into main, just looking to separate these players. Meanwhile, that's not a very deep TP. Sociable not landing where he meant to. Gives himself up on a silver platter. And now suddenly, it's a player advantage found for NRG. Mana trying to go on the exit. Back around the corner. Refights forward. Finds Yedijay, but cannot find Cristalli, but still keeps them in with key advantages.
Spike down B.
Spike now dropped, and it's all on Cristalli, but look at Kiko's position, hearing this movement, and he's not going to be prepared for that angle. Kiko gets the final, and NRG, the first to make it to double digits.
Yeah, the situational awareness here from NRG so good. When they get that player advantage and Kiko finds that kill over at B, he immediately just starts scaling into spawn, knowing that one way or another, it's probably going to catch FUT off guard. Either he can come in for the post plan if they're able to get established onto C, or if they need to get over to Kiko though. It's just a bandit for Sop. Oh no, going back over to the Classic maybe. Sociable, the only one with any kind of buy to speak of.
And Scuba's just going for a Marshall. I mean, he knows that have all of them dead pretty much to any shot. Curious to see him not investing for at least the Outlaw here.
So you think about
Backpedal.
that buy in the previous round, right? They had a Judge and a Spectre. It was desperation to try to turn the tide. Instead, they're just digging the hole deeper.
And they're immediately re-clearing and scaling forward outside of A. Looks like Sop starting to become aware of this. Will lead the charge as they re-wrap around towards stairs and the site. Steel Garden from Yedijay, still a world away, just now working his way through that B connector. Shot to the leg, Zeus gonna be taken low. Sees is there, the slide in though, and Soppy is all on his own. The nade perfectly placed, and Zeus will fall. Solid shot though from Sociable. Will be able to find Mana, but can they get one of these guns is the question. Ooh, gets himself another. Yedijay just with a Classic needs to try to collect something, and he will be able to get that Vandal into hand. He's going to try to play this one out. Knows that if he can get the clutch, it's going to be monstrous. 10 bullets at the moment in this one. Swings out. Now down to 6. There's shorties in both players' hands. And Yedijay will not be able to be the hero that FUT so desperately need.
Well, it's not a bad idea, to be honest, from FUT. They're matching the rotations pretty nicely. They kind of get a situation where they have a shout at this. But again, just too much damage done early, and you got nothing but Classics, no armor. Means that some of those frontline players that you're going to throw into that fight are very squishy. And NRG able to capitalize, and they're going to have a showstopper here coming into this. Zeus went away from his. Cristalli does have the Nightfall, so some tools to work with. Mata maybe back up.
Oh my God.
What?
They had him seized.
Oh my God, in that corner. Look where that is.
Hell of a kill to be found. That's a gut punch from FUT. We're trying to prevent NRG from moving up to map point. Entry attempt there from Mono. He will get shut down, just fully blinded. Yetajay at least able to trade back these raises. He's going to be under an immense amount of pressure. The blind however for the Paranoia is connecting. And Sociable sets himself and Yetajay up for wild success. What was looking like a tragic start ends up being a brilliant finish as FUT did not allow for NRG to make it to 12 yet.
So I think Mata got body blocked a bit by Ethan there as he was trying to set up for the blast pack entry with the showstopper. That seemed to throw everything off. FUT perfect though with their response, using that Paranoia, using that Vice utility to slow that hit down. That's a huge turn here. Looked like it might be curtains for FUT. Now they've got some ults. Now they've got some big guns.
Yeah, with Zeus dead, means they'll have to try to commit that showstopper in, so he still has that in the back pocket.
That's a massive tide turn. FUT gonna be aggressive, a little bit deeper towards A, but not gonna see much. Scuba's gonna tuck in. Meanwhile, Sociable, tough situation here. Obviously, you hope you can just TP out of this. Smoke's up, and he's not going to stick around at least too long, it looks like.
Watch him get re-tagged by the Prowler. It's a very good idea of where he ended up going. They get this Orb, Steel Garden available for Brock. No overdrive this time for Sop. His Paranoia will try to buy a bit of time. So he's now hearing a bit of this noise, but is it going to be a pump fake? Looks like the answer is going to be yes.
They have a pretty good, potentially anti-Steel Garden setup because you can open that door.
30 seconds left.
And you can pinch.
Out of charges.
But it's just taking long enough.
Nightfall going to be sent down. Scuba not quite going to get caught by that Sociable. Ends up getting taken out backside as Kiko finds a very solid headshot. Top now, the closest one, and he's able to find two. Just trying to play for time, goes sliding in, and it's a bit of an overheat. Time to plant now. No, not going to be afforded to them. And Zeus swings in from downtown, and he wins them the round. 11-11, FUT, they tie it up.
Absolutely beautiful. Sop the hero again for FUT. This double kill, absolutely disgusting, and it looked like the pause was going to work out for NRG. They caught FUT off guard. They weren't quite ready. Yeah, the time just not there. Beautiful reaction from FUT on the fly in the chaos. Making
See the panic on the coaching staff.
Sometimes there's a cute little TP you can maneuver where you find that stairs angle open on a timing and catch teams off guard. So. Or they might just feel like, you know what? We've got a Mata, he's got a Judge. We might just be able to brute force our way through, but changing up some of that Vice util, moving it over towards B this round. Wanting to try to see if they can catch NRG with a different idea, but so far it's C all the way.
A pivotal exact. Let's go ahead and listen into NRG.
Look. No, I didn't hear more.
Walk away. We're going to go back front B and pop B.
Okay.
Brock, I think you stay C.
All right, I hear you.
They have A-line, yeah?
They could have it.
Yeah,
They could
no
have
problem. No problem. I think it's fun. No, they don't. There's a guy fucking stairs.
Retrieving flash.
We're going to start from here. I'm prowling and we're going.
Okay,
Was there a wall on C? Was there a wall on C?
No, there's probably a wall.
Listen to me, listen to me. Oh, Gio, TP across as soon as we Prowler and Omen Flash vent. I'm going
Okay,
vent.
There's two still C, guys. Two C.
Go now.
Bring them
Behind the box.
Left
Behind the box.
Here comes the exact entry from Mana. Getting right on top of Cristalli, he's able to fight him with that Judge, but the wall pop delays him even further. Meanwhile, TP from Kiko, he's arrived over towards the spawn.
running low.
Gonna be looking for a backstab attempt here, and it could
30
be
seconds
absolutely
left.
monstrous. The meanwhile, this fight is brought around, the plant to come through, the pit as well invested into this. It's a pivotal one, and there it is. Kiko able to find Sop and transit, and he cleans up NRG to boot. The 2v3, Zeus's presence noted. And Sociable will fall. And this is a gargantuan, nigh impossible task, and Zeus will have to just back away. NRG taking their time, assessing the situation. They make a quick pivot, and that will earn them map point.
Love the idea here. And they kind of suss it together right as they're thinking about making the execute that, wait a minute, we didn't pop the Vice wall yet. Okay, let's still see if we can at least get Mata 1, see if we can clear some space. You heard them talking about, hey, let's send the Paranoia in towards vents. It hits, it gets Mata the kill, it gets the Odin out of the equation. Even though he's traded quickly, that's thrown FUT off guard. They're trying to rotate, and it's a quick decision to pivot by Ethan to go over to the C site. Instead, use that TP that I was talking about in that space between the back of C and B, where FUT just completely disregards it. Nobody's looking for it.
And it's a great individual call from Mata, just asking for exactly what he needs to get that entry through. Yes, he ends up getting traded, but that's that tipping point. That's what just sets the rest of the round off kilter and allows for NRG to capitalize. So FUT now needing to push this into overtime. Otherwise, they're going to be that 0-1 deficit, and look at the very fast scale up. It's not a judge. It's a bulldog around the corner with Zeus holding on to a Vandal as well. Hearing that TP on the reposition, NRG will just slowly work their way out, but Scuba still looking to hold his own, finds himself his second kill, and Zeus is tagged to 10.
Oh, they got baited into that. What a read there from NRG.
He needs to go absolutely crazy, and he can find nothing. Just a lick of damage suffered by Scuba. Everybody else pristine. Nightfall now going to be sent out. Sociable to get caught by that. Has the Paranoia through, but now Paint Shell at his back. He is dead. Scuba finds a kill, and NRG cannot find anything. A flawless finish to a very close map. NRG, they take the opener 13-11.
A bit labored, but once NRG...
A big one for the Turkish squad.
Yeah, I was really keyed in on this map. If it was going to be picked by FUT in the draft, because they've been so good on it here, especially in London, but in general, the NRG are really, really solid fundamentally. Even though they might not be as aggressive as you'd like, you are going to get some damage in. Scuba, though, not going to stick around. The whole plan here, play for retake if you can't guess correctly on which side of the map they were going to try to rotate to. Are going to have that trip back there for NRG if they try to push into long, but maybe just a clear of it. No, they're just going to try to go through garage. Big push coming, and this Paranoia can be brutal.
See how many it can connect on. Blaze Wall going to be set up to try to escort them off some of those forward sight lines. Paranoia now sent out. Sop, however, taking that point contact, will be able to find the first. Ethan's going to be taken down. Mata able to find one, but NRG quickly trades it out, and Zeus trades it up. FUT very swiftly dispatch NRG. And they find another pistol win for themselves, starting off the map 1-0.
Yeah, just a rough situation to break through there for NRG. Great post-plant setups. You have all your util left still as a FUT, so can really slow them down. Keep those angles completely smothered. And absolutely really nice. Yeah, just how you draw it up. Coach is trying to get him. Yep, keep it going, keep it going. We'll see. Looks like NRG just gonna try another aggressive long A push early, at least try and funnel some of these orbs into Kiko. Get that run it back available, maybe.
And just the second charge. Sop shifting over, makes a bit of noise here. Dropping down. Curveball could absolutely wreck him, and Kiko does have that one in hand. I suspect that this is going to be a deep drone forward to try to spot this out, but a three-player high-low. Just pyramiding this one, and that's going to be Sop eliminated. Now the curveball in, the headshot found. Zoo's going to be taken down. Paranoia connecting, Sociable just trying to spray and pray, holding down M1. The Blaze Wall, however, ends up cutting them off, and that's going to be a stray shot being found as Kiko and Mata will both be eliminated. It's not recovered as Ethan Just pushed up against the smoke, trying to utilize the right clicks, but eventually is going to be found. The key weaponry still going to be carried over as FUT now shift into position to try to get this plant going, and Scuba, see if he is going to be able to make this a little bit rougher around the edges for the Steam. Peek out, nothing found.
30
Trying to
seconds.
play it quietly. Does get NRG. Sally will be there for the counter swing, so damage found. A good round overall for NRG, but FUT still do manage to get the 2-0 start.
This could have gone a lot worse for FUT. The blaze wall there, man. I don't know.
Bit of miscoordination,
Yep.
perhaps.
Yeah, that paranoia hits so much. Maybe they just don't expect it to, and they're just trying to reset or something like that. But, oh, man, that could have gone so much worse for FUT. They're lucky to come out of that as unscathed as they did. And this is a glass cannon op for Mata early on. Very quick into this. Wants to try to establish that presence on this defender's side. Turn this ship around. Is this time around, though, NRG has been showing tons of presence early, long A. This time just going to leave Brock to his own devices.
So was being done a lot yesterday by Full Sense, just trying to get that operator into Primy's hands as early as they possibly can. Whether or not Mata's going to be able to get that same amount of value. For debate. Up to be witnessed. As a swing in, and Brock will be the first to fall, stop able to find it. He does get a little bit of damage in, but Mata now able to strike, finding him there from that connector side. Face forward, though, in the back sight. Zeus will clean one up. Mata just looking for timing as he does get ping revealed by the drone and has to give that space over. As Kiko now clearing the tripwire.
Going up.
Letting FUT know, yes, you are potentially being boxed in, but he's going to be rerouted back through B.
I think you already got to consider a save here as NRG. I don't think it's worth doing anything but looking for an exit, but maybe they're going to go.
The high-low in hell. The molly out. Curveball will try to find something. Zeus is going to be taken down. Scuba from out in heaven. Able to find 2 kills. Mata, maybe if you can continue to have them lined up. It's going to be Scuba! Who just goes nuclear! 4 kills found on the Cypher. NRG deny what was looking like an assured bonus conversion.
Man, oh man. Gotta eat my words here. This is crazy good stuff from Scuba. I thought this had no chance. But he's so clean with it. Oh my. Yeah.
And you gotta be just rolling over at the moment. If you're FUT, you gotta start getting concerned because, oh boy, NRG, they have their confidence.
And now they've got the big guns. Got the Odin, they kept the op. It's a little bit of damage off that initial spray. B being thought about here for FUT.
They get that run it back. Another critical tool to try to tie this up. Shock forward in case there's that trip here on FB main, but none to be found. One garage, one situated on the site.
Yeah, you're in a good position here as NRG. You've got an ult cycle in your favor. Just can you get it to go before FUT gets into theirs? Scuba way on the other side of the map, and FUT just being very cautious.
He's going to go unregistered. Mata again just pulling back to a deeper angle, but NRG are getting the read. Stacking this side as that smoke is blue. Paranoia connecting on the nothing. They run it back now, going to be sent the curveball. However, gets turned away from Zeus. Will end up finding that snapback, and Mata just trying to go on a timing again. Ends up getting caught. Great shot to be found. Looking on that shock dart. Not going to be finding too much of anything as Zeus continuing to deliver. Finds a kill onto Ethan. The operator again is coming up shy of the mark here for Kiko, who's going to be forced away back around that corner. And this time, NRG will make the call. A 3v5, not going to be good enough. They backpedal away and go for the save as FUT will move up 3-1.
This is exactly some of the problems that the desk was talking about here, where because you're not taking aggressive early space, because you're playing so passive, playing for that quick retake off the back of the Phoenix ult, and you can't get anything out of it. FUT just really disciplined in these post plants, as we've seen on this map time and time again. Other than that bonus, they have looked really sharp. And they're going to come away with all their guns. Only 3 left over for NRG, so starting things off on the right foot, and yeah, immediately Bonkar wants to talk this one over. And I think it's probably going to be a little bit of what we're already seeing. You got to establish a little bit more presence at long A. You got to at least make them consider it so they just don't get sites for free like that. I get the idea. I do, where you're playing off of the Phoenix ult. You're like, okay, we've got that. We could try to hit them while they're trying to plant, see if we can catch them off guard with the timing, but probably got to be a little bit more proactive in the early part of the game, especially with that op there that can give you that early advantage.
Yeah, I mean, if Zeus is going to be snappy with these shots like he was in that previous round, then running back is not going to be good enough for that entry. So really just having to fight forward, take that aggressive space early, because the retakes are not going to be nearly as reliable, especially now that that ult has been expended.
And I really want to give Zeus his flowers on Waylay. He has been really good at it, especially on this map. The way he pilots it, it's not just the shooting, it's the decision-making with the refracts and the timings on when he wants to go in, when he's going to get information, when he's pulling back, like all these things that he does really, really nicely that set FUT up for success in the big picture scheme of things.
He's been the most convincing one off the top of my head at this tournament so far.
Hands
as
down.
far as Waylay is concerned, and I mean, his Ray's also nothing to shake a stick at. With Neural Theft, the blades nearly there for NRG. But the overall ult cycle very much favors FUT at this point.
And you're one away here from a convergent paths. That could be what they're teeing up for here. Deep shock dart. Doesn't clear because the trip is in the corner. Does give you that convergent path though. Doesn't hit Scuba.
He's not going to be hitting anything. Saturate neither, as he will be able to strike completely unawares. FUT finds an opening kill. The ping reveals the Neural Theft immediately gets invested. Push forward in the backside though, and Saab is able to find that kill, and Crystalli comes away with 2 eliminations. They should have been dead to rights. That's exactly Brock's thinking though. As the spike is going to be planted, and that's Crystalli getting the spike in play. Mata now scaling forward, able to find one. Tailwinds over the side, avoids that damage from the garage side. 2-blade set. Crystalli able to find the quick scope in, but now a 1v1. Sociable in the reposition. I'm not sure that Brock had heard that one. He still thinks that he's in garage. Now needs to play it quietly himself. Smoke will fall, and Brock gets them over the line. A 3K on the Odin, and NRG will take another step towards tying this up.
It's a little bit messy, but they get there in the long run. The early round idea here, I think they knew exactly what FUT was going to be calling off that convergent pass because of that setup that Scuba has. Tucked into the corner, knows that that convergent pass is going to hit back sight, not on the plat. So he's able to just tuck in there, do some early damage. And it's Brock again, the hero with the Odin.
I think it's the same setup that Scuba had run in the previous round, but they never went to that side of the map. They didn't scout it. They weren't conditioned for it at all. It ends up being brilliant. Now his own Hunter's Fury online. There's a consideration for a brief moment for that Outlaw, knowing that NRG are not going to be able to afford those full armors on the majority of the players, but Sop is just going to be dead off the rip.
Beautiful.
That's what we're talking about, trying to get that early space.
Get that early pick, too. Little bit of a change in the setup this time. Scuba further back. Other trip can be connected to between the boxes.
We'll get the spot out, Zeus. Needing to remove that. Util gets cleared. Spike can be brought forward. But Hunter's Fury going to be sent in response, just delaying, allowing for NRG to get completely corralled over on this side of the map. Final pulse not to be found. Swing in the window though, Yeta J finding one. The curveball going to be turned away from, but Kiko still able to plant his feet and find that elimination. Spike now in play. Crystalli backpedaling out into that C-long cubby. Hunter's Fury can find value from here. Molly at his feet. Zeus having to reposition. The Hunter's Fury going to be used early, but Zeus has the transfer. Push the ball up over the top though. Ends up getting picked, and now Kiko brings this back into a 2v1. A single shock dart, all that he's got. The defuse being started. Scuba to play protect. Peeks in though and isolates it down. The retap is already held to half. He's waiting it out, swings it, wins it! And Crystalli will pull up the Red Bull clutch to stave off NRG.
Oh boy. Thought for a moment there maybe NRG had got it done, but FUT able to gum up the works here at Garage. That really slows things down, and Zeus, what a position, but then a big answer back from Kiko. Some really nice individual moments on both sides of the coin. Cristalli plays that very, very nicely. And a little bit of a, I'm not sure if they just guessed incorrectly there for NRG on which side of the alley he was on.
Yeah, ends up playing on the wrong side, gives that angle over. Kiko falls, and then from there, easy pickings. And now that outlaw absolutely going to be online, but it's going to be Zeus just spraying into the smoke, finding one. Ethan now going to be taken down. One bullet still remaining in this one, will fire that off. That one's over to the corner, but now the neural depth's going to be invested. They try to make their exit, but Mana cannot escape. Brock blinded up, bounds around the back of sight, but Zeus is already there. A flawless round for FUT to now start to snowball this even further. He's almost got another convergent paths.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of making it a little too easy here for FUT, because you've shown this exact same play a couple times where you're going to try to scale up long A with a lot of players, and this time FUT has an answer dialed in. They've got the util usage to get the reveals. They've got the spam early because they suspect that that could be the play, just like they saw in a previous eco. They are absolutely correct, so they are not fooled in the slightest. What is effectively a triple down from NRG on that strat.
Not sure if we lowered the lights, but Ethan going to be asking for those to be made a little bit brighter at the moment. Has not been able to find any impact here. 0 and 7 on this Omen. A rough look of it.
After being so solid on Lotus there. This time tucked into the back of sight. Sop has the blades available. Op and Odin again.
Run it back, though, is going to be committed very early, and FUT say, okay, that's fine. We'll just let you come sprinting out. Ethan, though, okay, will be able to find his first. Kill on to Cristalli, and so far, Scuba completely unnoted as well, tucked into this cubby. Seems like there is some suspicion from Sop. As he's going to go pushing forward to try to clear out this angle, and the blades will connect.
Spike planted.
Finds that kill, gets him into a 4v4 as the spike is going to be planted just from the shadows available for NRG.
Wait a moment.
As NRG laid on this lurk. Molly going to be sent. He plants his feet though, has the immediate dink into the spray down. Kiko now eliminated. Getting some of this weaponry. Again for NRG, they need to find some value sooner rather than later. Otherwise, they're going to have to go for a save. NRG just jumping around the corner quickly. Works his way out to safety. Ethan will be able to find a second, finds a third, finds a fourth.
Shadows traveling.
Now he's in for this one. It's Yetta J trying to hold the garage, and he doesn't manage to find Mana. What a way to come alive. 0 kills going into the round. He finds a 4K and gets NRG up to 3.
Oh, there you go. Somebody must have turned up the lights for Ethan on that one, because he is lights out there. Oh man, that fork.
My God.
Whoa! He has had some nasty ones today. That's got to be frustrating. I mean, FUT reads this round really nicely. They've got a lot of the flanks covered. They're trying to really just hold the line in so many different of these spread angles that NRG's trying to take. And they win some of them. I mean, Yetta J there outdoing Kiko after he gets mollied off the position. Beautiful, but just got outdone by Ethan.
Virgin Path's going to be dodged by one, but not by Brock. He tries to just hold his own. Meanwhile, the operator's still going to be here, and what a shot to be found. Sop going to be taken down as he tries to updrive over top of the box. A little bit of spam in. Ethan getting whittled away at as Zeus says a nice little hello, and he manages to find 2. Mana dead. Kiko eliminated. Zeus looking for that 4th. He cannot find him, and the cleanup is there. And FUT, they answer right back. They shut down the heroics. They get themselves a 6th-round win.
Now they're turning up the tempo. Now we're playing some Turkish Valorant. Getting in their faces, and that's exactly what Zeus wants. Disgusting.
It's a stray for that final kill.
I don't know what's going on.
Neither do we, Vlad. But we're doing our damnedest. We try to follow the chaos.
I will find you.
If they're going to continue to replicate that, then NRG, they're not going to know what's going on either.
Hey, if you don't know what you're doing, then your opponent certainly doesn't either.
And
they knew
back,
exactly
though,
what they were doing.
and this could be a very deadly read. Checking around the top of the site, nothing going to be spotted there, and it's going to be Ethan dead. Is he ready for the follow-up, though? Cloudburst into the corner, the shorty going to be drawn out, covering fire is going to be good. Will just dive in, finding some damage as Brock is taken down to a sliver. That is an immense amount of value found here off the rip for FUT. The Outlaw will get carried over, but all players, full HP, full armor. And Scuba, I don't think he's going to be ready for this tuck position from Sociable. He is not. And now it's just Brock. Yeah. Will end up getting taken down as FUT secure a lead at the half with a chance to make this 9-3.
This is so fun to watch. I am such a fan of Sop on the Jet. He has been lighting up the kill feed, but this right here, a great round because he causes so much distraction. It allows Zeus to rotate in, cover his back, and even though he gives his life for the cause, he wins the round basically single-handedly there. A little bit of help on the backside, sure, but he's buying all that time and space for FUT to come in, collect some kills, get the plant through.
Might be having three convergent paths rather in this opening half. NRG just going to be forced away, but gets that camera secured where he wants it, down to the sewers. Ethan trying to change things up. Swing in though, and he will have Zeus dead. Quick reposition with the TP. There's the paranoia. It's the connection, but there's no way to quickly scale off that, so Ethan gets out scot-free.
Nice little individual play. FUT though, I think, trying a different idea. Scuba's got the cam in there.
Will be heard.
That's the smoke too. Trying to bait him out in the patience.
Tapping it on a tempo here. As the dive forward in the smoke and Sop will be eliminated immediately. That goes spiraling. The neural theft gets the reveal. The spike not planted, now stranded. And it looks like NRG still yet some fight left in them as Cristalli on that reload will be noted, but NRG out from window will keep his back protected. But realistically, what are you meant to do here? You would love to find some damage.
30 seconds
But they just
left.
have this completely locked down. Sends a shot right between his legs.
One enemy remaining.
But eventually, will get fished out as Kiko gets that elimination. Now it's just down to NRG to try to stop this from being a flawless. That'll just go for the save himself, and it looks like that is going to
10
be the
seconds
choice
left.
at the end of it. No, does face back into mid, and Brock is able to find it. Some flawless established, and NRG still with a chance to make this a 7-5.
Well, that's massive for giving themselves a really good chance into it because they were looking poor in the economic sense. They were all down to less than 700 credits, so would have been a scrappy buy for anybody coming into it, but because they carry over all these guns, they get the flawless. They're going to come in with full armor, still have the op. It's going to be all rifles, full armor for FUT, who are flush with cash. A couple ults to consider. Kiko's run it back, Cristalli's, Hunter's Fury. Both Omens still have the TPs. Haven't seen anybody go for anything too creative with those, so maybe now's one of those rounds. There you go.
TP to hell. Brock's not watching this. Sociable's been completely on red. But there, the reveal ends up coming through. Brock turns back, finds that kill. Gets himself another. Sop is going to be eliminated. He's taken low, but not taken down. But the volley of response here from FUT ends up looking pretty decent. But Zeus is down to 1. 2v3. Quick reposition, but Zeus is still able to find Mata.
What a shot.
Now he's got that ult. Try to slow them down on this reapproach. They're very wary about that heaven position, hearing that Omen ult set. Ethan now going to start scaling his way forward.
Spike planted.
Molly ends up getting a bit of damage, but just a smattering found. NRG swinging out a little bit wider, taken lower, taken out. As Ethan will be able to find it now, it's going to have to be a 1 HP clutch from Zeus. Shots found, convergent path's going to be set, swing.
Oh!
Gets a shot, but it's eventually the spray from Kiko to deny the clutch. And what a monstrous one that it would have been, but NRG managed to scrape together 5 rounds.
Does Brock bounce a recon behind him there to catch the vision?
Might have done.
Player
The
standing.
fact that he doesn't look back and he's unable to find that kill. It ends up being everything for NRG. So halftime break now. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Matter of, is FUT going to be able to maintain that pressure now that they've shown this map a couple times? Is NRG going to have some ideas here to give themselves that slight edge? And especially if they get this pistol, then you start to think that this might just end in a 2-0.
Sop, lucky to be alive. unable to find any damage in response to that, so just going to be tagged at 14 and has to back away. And that's just going to be a silent creep across towards C Long now. Pretty much all of NRG.
This is kind of where FUT's leaning a bit, though. We're going to have that cam for the early detection. So we can definitely make a meal of this potentially, but NRG, you just heard Scuba say it, they're ready for a fight, and instead it's just a collection of the orb. Ooh, they get the paranoia out too, that's huge.
A big bit of util now out of the hands of Sociable. Just going to be waiting for that next smoke to try to cycle up. He's able to hold his own for one, but Zeus is also going to be taken out, and that is a critical lead now for NRG in the pistol, which is going to double back over to C.
How'd you got 2 out of garage? Do you think at worst there's one more over here on C? Maybe considering B. Trip set up for Scuba. Spot there on the Cristalli, but Scuba can just hold the line on the backside.
And the blaze wall now situated.
30 seconds left.
Trying to just go pushing forward. I mean, Sop is making all of the noise in the world. He's interrupted this and maybe bought a little bit of time, but they end up not reading how far forward he is. Scuba's able to find Cristalli. Sop, he burnt to a crisp, but now it's down to Yeta J. The 1v2, and he gets it isolated, but Scuba is playing that high-low. Takes the kill, takes the round, and NRG one away from tying this up.
Oh, man. It gets darn close. Thank God for Scuba there. That's why you leave that player on that backside to keep track of things. Nice to have the Cypher available, and he's having a really solid map, 11 and 9 for the Sentinel player. Now you got a Guardian, Kiko, Marshall Mata, Rock just a ghost, and Ethan with that Bulldog, so trying to keep it a little bit extra saved for NRG. Gonna get another orb, so they're doing a good job in the macro.
Starting to inch out.
Oh.
1-2 peek, and Ethan will get eliminated. They're aware of that front left side presence of Zeus, but he just jumps across, utilizing that smoke to make a quick little exit. Still yet a chance here for FUT.
Both the bought-up guns are on this C side. They read this nicely.
Zeus now slotting aggressively forward in garage, and it looks like NRG just going to try to take this and end it at B yet again. Slow, methodical on this approach, and FUT gambling incorrectly on A, but near enough by. Trying to make a go of this as Mata goes up and over. That Marshall now going to be situated on the line. Check in towards that A connector. Zeus around the back, not given any sight lines yet, and the camera has not been toggled. So far, he's completely on red, and now he's able to strike. Kiko going to be taken down. Jump forward, shock dart going to be lobbed in. 2 players going to be revealed. Rock now eliminated Scuba. Able to find one. He's looking for more. He cannot get it. Mata, however, hip firing like a maniac. It's not enough. FUT just overwhelmed them. Zeus goes unread, unscouted, and FUT deny the anti-eco.
This is just an awkward post plant here for NRG. Stuck completely on site. The Marshall gets the value there. This is so well read. The moment he gets that
kill on Kiko is when the camera spots him out, and it's already far too late.
Yeah, they're too aggressive. I mean, NRG just not ready for it. Brock thinking about the shock dart, thinking he had a little bit more time there too. Instead, he gets revealed and gets taken out for free. All these little timing moments for NRG, really off balance, but just all 4 players on B site like that is playing with fire, especially in an eco round, against an eco.
And while there is a decent bit of weaponry here, it can still be very rough as Sop unable to confirm the kill. The full armor keeping Mata alive. Still a chance to find some impact with that Guardian. Yeta J is hearing these footsteps. He's going to try to hold this line. The cage now popped. Backpedals out. Another cage covering the retreat. Zeus at the ready to try to go for the peak. Drops down into this one, but the spray is just not going to be connecting. Ends up losing his life as the player advantage, but damage dealt. NRG still wanting to try to take this C side, push it to the back. Mata able to find one more before getting eliminated. And Yeta J and Cristalli
Spike down, C.
look to keep put in this, but Kiko, one of the hometown heroes, is going to try to deliver on a clutch, but tag to 14, the heal off the blaze wall. Immediately the repositioning is going to be coming through. The jump up into the window. But he doesn't push. He's completely on red for a moment, but now Sop quite well aware, and Cristalli has been given the time to rotate all the way back through C long.
30 seconds left.
25 seconds. Not much more time to try to make a go of this, and he doesn't even want to make a lick of noise, so he's only got 8 bullets remaining in this magazine. With 15 seconds remaining, he'll work his way into the B site to try to get this plant enacted.
10 seconds left.
What a clutch this would be if he could pull it off, but he's going to have to commit to it now. A second to spare. Stop looking for the up and over. The cloudburst in. The shorty not to deliver on the kill. It barely finds the damage. And Cristalli now unfavored. Has the recon, has the shock. If he could plant it perfectly at Kiko's feet. First he has to try to get the read. It's 2 bullets remaining. Tucks forward in front of that recon. The swing towards each other, the tap, trying to hold this defuse to have, and Kiko has the headshot! The Red Bull clutches, we just go blow for blow, back and forth.
Kiko has been one of the best players overall at this event in just about every sense you can imagine, and he's been phenomenal in the clutches too. And he's done it here again.
And it is a catastrophic misread from Sop. You're playing against the Phoenix. He's got util to heal himself back up.
I think he also might have expected him to be on the other side a little bit closer, a lot. Kiko just does ever so slightly well. That gives him that advantage. Now it's into the outlaw here for Mata. This is going to be one for Sociable too, so a lot of players too on NRG. Going to be one tap to that gun.
And not only does he get the clutch, but he also gets 3 more charges, so he's halfway to another run it back. Surprisingly, I wouldn't have been too shocked to see a timeout call after the back of that one from FUT. Coach is just saying you have to play together. For now, FUT will try to maintain this up, down, up, down. It's going to be good damage found, but NRG just finds 2 kills in reply here on this C site. Still pumping the brakes, though. Not looking to rush into a commitment. Zeus does manage to take quite a bit of forward space, but with just a classic in hand, it's going to be rough to try to find any sort of value. And FUT seem to think that this is going to be a double back towards the A site.
Take flight.
Just a long enough pause, and FUT doesn't see anything, but they haven't seen anything at A, and still considering that it could go that direction. Now they realize that certainly not. It's going to be another tough go of it. Sop with that Sheriff needs to find a ton of value, but maybe they're looking for the push out. They're kind of remembering some of the stuff that NRG did against them early on in Lotus. Maybe just end up going down to the spike.
Yeah, seems to be the game plan. No other real firepower here. No chance to try to hunt for some kills. This is going to allow for NRG to really start establishing this economy as they tie it up at 8-8. And Mata will still just be able to find Zeus. No credence lent to that potential angle of approach. The remaining 2 players can just go down to the spike safely. But what a window of opportunity given over to NRG. And if this ends up unfurling FUT on this map, if this ends up being a 2-0 for NRG, they are going to be kicking themselves.
Oh, that Kiko clutch will be the pivotal round. It will be the turning point, to say the least. Now maybe might be getting the FUT timeout. I just wanted to, it's going to need a little bit more of that magic maybe too. Get those duelists really frying. That's when FUT's at their best. NRG.
Get out of my way.
Considering if anybody had tried to make a push up out a window there, Kiko checking for it. So just being really cautious in the early part of this round. Our NRG.
The 3-player stack here though, but the operator is not a part of that equation.
Yeah, it's just one of those moments. If you can get the blades to go as Mata, you could be a difference maker here.
He was starting to scale down in the sewers. Checks that corner. He's going to be very much not favored. The paranoia is going to be denying that vision. Meanwhile, Zeus absolutely destroys them all! And what a call off the timeout. What a play from Zeus. Replay right the hell now. That is a fantastic trap.
Oh my god, the
Saturate through. Right as Kiko pops the ult as well.
Unbelievable.
Perfect. Perfect, mate. Perfect.
Yeah, they checkmated him in that round. That is for sure. That's stellar. What a timely paranoia, too. I mean, completely makes it Zomata has no idea what's going on behind him. Beautiful. Beautiful. And an immediate counter timeout.
Sticking with this operator from the attacker side. And it might end up having a bit of a fight over it along. There's FUT now starting to lean towards that side of the map. Maybe thinking that NRG aren't going to try to go C twice.
Yeah, look at the crunch that FUT's setting up for. Oh my god.
I'm amazed that he didn't get shot at all.
I am the same.
Never mind.
Oh, there he goes.
He has absolutely been wrecked, and now he's down to 18. Scale forward allows for Sop to also get on that deep line now, and that's got a good amount of control. Being said, though, flash over the top of that cage. J now going to be paranoid. Pops another. He is in a very invested position, fully blinded up, and not able to find a kill. Hunter Sphere, however, from Cristali sends it from downtown. He'll be able to get the finish on Kiko before he can try to get the heals through. Mata holding that connector side, finds the kill. The tag coming in, the paranoia connecting. Sociable able to find Mata, but Sop going to be traded out. Zeus going to be good for the one elimination, but now it's going to be Sociable to try to clutch it, and they have the neural depth reveal. Going to be revealed again.
Planted.
He needs to push forward. He doesn't just hold back. And that just feels like frantic desperation. Giving NRG a very easy kill. They tie it up 9-9. The timeout's working for both sides.
Still, it's a great call to make a fast pivot to C off of Mata seeing so much over on the other side of the map. And they know that if they can get in there, hold the line, it's going to be tough, even with that Hunter's Fury. You know, the same problem now for FUT. They just invested 2 big ults, and they lost the round. So it's just back and forth here. Neither team able to capitalize off of those advantages.
The round and the operator. TP forward. Ethan able to find Zeus before he can make his exit. Sop's only going to be good for 1. Cannot hit that transfer. The takedown Brock just puts him at 55. Good rotations though from FUT. Trying to get their ducks in a row. As this attack will continue. The drone to lead the way forward. Sociable to tuck inside of the smoke here. But NRG, they're going to backpedal.
Yeah, just that one player is enough. You know, with 2 kills already, if there's anybody else on A, you're playing with fire. That means that there's a possibility that they've already rotated in. So I think this is absolutely a really nice call. Again, Ethan does have his ult.
Looking for a B finish again. Needs to clear the space, but smoke going up. Blaze wall, A connector side. Spike now to be planted. Dolly to play this one quietly. Thought maybe he would go for the double shock dart, but you say Sociable in and around the back with that teleport. But there's a camera, but no longer. Sociable is able to find Scuba. And suddenly, it's FUT that have the numbers advantage. Slow on this approach. Recon sent the backside. Kiko unscouted by that. Finds Yeta J. The time now starting to bleed away as Cristali has to try to clutch it. The push coming in. Finds the first. Trying to go for the defuse stick, but the time is just going to be gone. Ethan has him outdone. And Cristali will have to backpedal out. NRG establish a 1-round lead, now up to double digits.
And it's the foundational pillar of NRG here. Ethan able to get this round. A nice little counterplay to that push-up that we've been seeing from Zeus. Takes down 1. Patient enough with Sociable. A little bit of an error there with the positioning to give Sociable the first after the TP, but able to recover and make the most of it. And then a nice, maybe a crunch towards mid.
Could just be a walkabout from Sop. Double peek from Garage, trying to isolate a pick.
Standing ahead.
Paranoia sent very early as Sociables, trying to take some space. Cage gonna be popped. Won't get a reveal off that one, and they are very suspicious about his location. TP's out. It's gonna be a smattering damage suffered by that shock dart. Another smoke gonna be cycled in. Mata here at backside instantly. He's able to dispatch Cristali, and that's the Vandal now on the floor. swing out though. Stop, able to find one. Needs a hell of a lot more. Comes away with 3. Hasn't been able to recover the weapon, and Scuba so close to death.
Blocking sight.
They're all depth now. Invested. Right click attempt, no. One to the back of the head. And they know exactly where Scuba's at. Stop. What a way to rally back into this round. Weapons recovered and on for an ace. And Scuba will look to try to pull off a Red Bull clutch. The crowd starting to cheer for it, wanting to see this ace confirmed.
30
The
seconds left.
reposition. And it's gonna be able to shut it down. Scuba isolating, finding more damage. NRG now tagged up. It's still 20 seconds to play with. They will just set up a high-low, and the MasterCard Thrifty will be found.
Just ridiculous. We've been waiting for Sop to come alive. And this is
One enemy
an
remaining.
unbelievable Blade Storm. Nice tee up there with the saturate.
Spike down.
That right there is gorgeous. Just simply stunning.
If there's one way to get the blood pumping, that certainly is it.
Now, where shop?
And this is far from over. The money still there for this buy. No outlaw for the half armor punish. As NRG gonna look to try to make this very aggressive.
Look at the fast rotates here, though.
They're just stacking this one up, and NRG immediately have to pump the brakes. Call a cancel on this push.
I love this, though, leaving Brock behind. Probably leaves an extra player over here for FUT, potentially, but they have kind of read into this nicely. This is good macro.
I have the spike.
Putting the 3 back over to CB. A couple SMGs, though, going to be in NRG's hands, so may have them pondering, perhaps, he is going to be a little bit more tenable.
Bought out onto the jet. The up and over from Mata. Not able to find a punish quite just yet. Will force a reposition. Tailwing over into the corner. Spike gets planted and stopped. Ends up getting found. Zeus now eliminated the duelist down. NRG looking to steal his one away. Yet Jay scales forward. Is able to find Ethan. Opens up the side a little bit more for them, but the counter spam is going to be brutal. As the shock dart into the corner, ends up taking them low, but Cristali just doesn't have anything else. Util gone, but Mata out of bullets, peeks in, ends up losing his life, but Kiko now the run it back. Going to be immediately invested, immediately shut down as Cristali finds a headshot. The push forward, Kiko eliminated. And Cristali trying to do it all, finds the first. But the time again, it's just being bought, it's being drained, and Cristali has to make his exit. NRG persevere through the round, and they once again take the lead.
I mean, I'm still thinking back to what Scuba said in the interview before the match today about how they just want to brawl. You know, we know that FUT's going to bring that fast tempo, that aggressive style, and we just have to match it, and they do here, just barely, but they do. Able to hold the line on the backside.
Slugfest was the term that he used.
It's like, it was that.
This is a mud fight.
That hey, you can have a slugfest in the mud.
That's true.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh man.
Again, now look at the buy. This time, not with those knives to try to rely on.
Right.
2 sheriffs alongside these vandals.
I mean, both teams' economy not quite stabilized. Even NRG has to buy down to a Bulldog to get full armor for Ethan.
And Walkabout not going to be able to find anything. The drone just going to be cleared by Mata. It's typical positioning for the start of the round, so this doesn't give any real information over to FUT yet.
They're trying to show a little bit of a different look because they've been giving up some of the sewer space early to NRG. FUT maneuvers. Sop down in there. Try to see if they could catch NRG sleeping. Trying to push and try to, you know, open up the space for those rotates. Instead, NRG just cuts down. They just want to slip on through towards C. Drone will give it away, but oh, are they going to be ready for this fast reposition?
Well, the smoke is pretty delayed, so they're already going to be able to scale forward. That camera again situated. But does Scuba tap it is the question. Zeus has maybe slipped the net. Yes, he's managed to work his way forward into the garage.
Spike planted.
Attention on the one. So attention can be tied to this angle, and Scuba's just going to be looking to hold this line. But Mata now going to be caught. Anticipating that counter swing, but not from Scuba's position. So he ends up falling. The flash connecting the neural theft going to be invested. Player positions now revealed as Ethan holds them back with that paranoia. Kiko taking point is going to be good for one, but will get traded out. Scuba now going to spam down. Sociable able to find that kill. Sop cleaning up Ethan now into the 1v1. The tap, and Brock is going to be waiting for that confirmation. The hold up to half. And now can try to play the time, but Sop hits the headshot. The defuse is in. And FUT tie it 11-11.
Oh, what a hero. Couple big rounds here. FUT still in this. Tie it back up. This is just, again, absolutely scrappy. Just trades back and forth. I mean, you got to give both teams credit in that regard where everybody's in a position where they could follow up off of each other. And so it's really well coordinated on both sides. NRG saying, hey, ease up. But the problem for NRG is the money. That round right there was a big deal in that regard. Mata does have his Blade Storm. Is it his turn to give us an incredible performance like we saw from Sop? He's just pushing up towards A.
Kiko, though, he's already forwarded in the garage, and yeah, Cristalli's going to be taken down. Mata has just opened up the site. The spike now be scooped up, and the interception from Kiko is completely unanticipated. NRG playing a gorgeous map at Zeus. He's made noise around the back. They're just going to look to multi-face to take him down, and they will be able to do just that. Sociable cannot line up the shots. And Sop now needs to be the hero again.
That was a ghost.
He's reading the pivot. But does he know? Kiko setting up this blaze wall, could have made his way into the site. He's got to try to clear it out, and he cannot. It is a MasterCard thrifty. As NRG,
Match point.
they get themselves to match point. They break the bank of FUT.
This is madness. They're all over the map. They're just pushing individually. This is an ISO call. Look at this. He outduels him with a ghost. Insane stuff from NRG. And yeah, Vlad knows that one.
The faith is starting to dwindle. The hope being crushed. They need a thrifty of their own if they want to push this into overtime.
Double outlaws, 3 players, going to be one tap to those. Absolutely frightening, but FUT going for an early hit and not going to find any contact.
They're immediately going to start rotating off of that. Spike still drop back towards the spawn. NRG not needing to commit to anything quite just yet.
Well, NRG anticipated a push out. They just didn't guess the right angle. They were thinking maybe a mid push, something like that. Looking for something a little bit different. FUT just goes for something a little bit more standard.
Kiko is one away from having that run it back.
I was just curious if Zeus was going to take a peek at that.
Feels like this is going to have to be a wombo combo play, that convergent paths alongside the Hunter's Fury to try to shut this down. NRG, though, still keeping their push disguised. Some noise made out in the mid. Tripwire going to be cleared by the shock dart.
Just trying to create as much confusion, as many question marks on the map as they can.
Going to be sent. Sop to be spotted.
30
Hunter's
seconds
Fury
left.
is going to be called in. Cristalli trying to peel back some of this pressure. Scuba lurking forward. Sociable there on the corner. Able to find a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, Yedijay, the push out of garage. He looks for a little bit more, but now sees another player have to backpedal away. The turn of the flash. Sociable able to find one. Kiko going to be shut down. The spray and pray from Yedijay is able to find Scuba. And FUT managed to persevere! This map, this series is not over yet! London, strap in, because we're going to overtime!
And we're getting our first one here, Masters London. Our first overtime of the event. Hard to imagine it took this long, but
10 seconds left.
this is exactly what you wanted to see. FUT just mirroring the rotation so nicely. NRG trying to do everything they could, but to create a confusion on the map. But that clear of that trip kind of gave away the script a little bit, maybe. That's okay, because got a couple opportunities. It's going to be FUT starting on that attacker side. Both teams going to have 7 in that regard, so slightly favored. Mata, last cannon. Shock dart misses. Brock gonna have to re-clear with the drone. Gonna see the waylay. That's a lot of info because generally where Zeus is, there's gonna be some more members behind it. Drone as well.
They are stacked up. This is going to be an absolute mess of a brawl, and it's one that NRG are coming on top of. Sop and Zeus immediately dispatched as they get eliminated, and now FUT going to be scrambling, scratching their heads, wondering where in the hell they can find success on this map.
What a setup there. Having that extra layer with the tripwire completely nullifies that hit. Now you're gonna have to play for retake, it seems. Don't anticipate that Kiko's gonna want to take a fight other than just make sure they don't push, they don't take any extra space.
But how do you try to fan out from here? Still 2 away from 100's Fury. Deep angle not going to be great. The tripwire will alert the initial start of this flank. Still have another one set up over at C long, so it seems like with that in mind, they're going to just try to play within the site itself, take these fights up close and personal. The 3-player approach from Garage. Paranoia going to be sent out. NRG blinded up, but not at risk. You can turn a curveball. You could find success, but Cristali able to find one. Tucks back. NRG comes away with 2.
Remaining.
Sociable finds a shot, and now it is all down to Brock to try to find this opening around, and he cannot! The 3v5 to convert it, and FUT now are up to map point.
Patience pays dividends here. That's his own smoke. That's really nicely thought out by Sociable to give him a little bit of an extra angle and an escape valve there so he can continue to do damage. And he does just that. And it's going to be a quick pump. The brakes have been pressed. A little tough to kind of guess initially, but FUT going to hedge their bets a little bit, putting the Cypher util across A, B, and Garage. So they're trying to see if they can garner a little bit of information. NRG trying to see if there's anything. Nothing at long A, and they're walking maybe into a trap.
Gonna fall back here.
Oh, Zeus is going to have to strike very quickly here, but he's going to be taken down. Bottom's able to find one, but NRG with that Odin able to deliver 2 kills. Backpedals away off that blind. Meanwhile, Sop is checking forward. Still has that operator. Gets himself into a rough position, but will be able to jump back. And Kiko, he's going to jump up into the garage. And suddenly, it's a 2v4 with Brock down to 30. Putting an immense amount of weight and pressure on the shoulders of Scuba. And Cristali could just win it right here.
Spike down B.
The headshot found, and Brock now one of the best players for this team during stage 1. Has to do it all. He finds the first, but eats more damage for health. This should be him dead, and it is. Sociable will find it, but close out Haven, 14-12. And that means we are going the distance. We are going to Fracture.
This was a hell of a map. It came
to carry them forward. They've been good in the pistols. Let's see if that continues or if NRG can still come out on top.
Looks like, again, FUT looking for the north side crunch. Throw out the haunt, but there's nobody there, so they immediately turn their attention back over.
Zeus looking for that clearance here, but a little bit of damage going to be found, but he cannot take down Ethan. Meanwhile, the push forward into Canteen is looking strong. NRG able to find Cristali and Sociable, and Sop will be able to find some kills. Sop off camera, coming away with 2. Does get tagged up. Hot hands layer down onto the floor. Kiko able to get some healing in. Meanwhile, Sop, though, rescaling, and the spike is going to be ushered toward the north side. And he will look to make this an A-site plant, but he'll be able to get the spot out. Kiko now picked apart, and it's just Scuba with 16 health, doubling back through Arcade. And this just looks nigh impossible. I mean, NRG completely untouched. 2 players would go down to a single shot from the Sheriff, but how are you meant to isolate when you're just so outnumbered? Finds the first, and will get some damage in, but cannot get the follow-up. FUT will find another opening pistol.
Now, this is going to be one that maybe NRG ends up kicking themselves about a little bit. They just keep pushing through, and Sociable, Sop holding both sides here. Canteen and Gen, they say no. We know you guys like to get aggressive. we are perfectly poised to push back. They do more than that. Huge, huge win here for FUT. The defender side, I think, a little bit wanting against Vitality compared to what we saw against Full Sense, but I think you got to kind of take some of those lessons you learned from Full Sense and just take some fights.
Look for that up and over. NRG ringing out a shot. Position going to be known. Cage pop to push forward though, and Kiko not clearing out that back corner of the site. The spike now going to be on the floor. Sociable looking for a little bit more. Will end up falling, but it's just Ethan dead. As NRG will find himself 3, and FUT get a very clean anti-eco.
Exactly what you needed. Some pretty quick rotations over. Hold of the line on the site. So FUT well poised to do some more damage potentially on this bonus. They're going to be carrying a lot over. Tremendous work there by Sociable with the Bulldog. And NRG, so good. He just always seems to come up with these big multi-kill rounds when FUT needs them. That one right there just really clean.
It's another really strong start for Sociable as well on Fracture. Trying to get that orbital strike online very quickly.
Good point.
Seems like NRG wary of a potential Southside crunch. NRG is going to go on a walkabout. He's going to continue to scale forward. Slotted here against the wall. Toggles the camera. He's able to spot it out. And they're not going to have the read at all! As NRG finds 3. The Neural Theft spotting out the 2 remaining players. But FUT now so well favored to convert this bonus. Cristali pushing forward. The tripwire in position. Is Kiko going to be one away from a run it back? He can find one more kill. Might feel like he has to commit it, that he can commit it into this round to try to get the conversion, but he will not be able to find that elimination. Scuba trying to isolate them and pick them apart, but he cannot. 3-0 start from FUT, and it looks like that momentum has indeed carried forward.
Well, he does it again. Another massive ulti kill for NRG. And they just don't quite read off of that cam. He's got so many tricky setups. You know, the desk was talking about, Billy was talking about how annoying he is in tower, but this one catches him off guard as he slots forward. And he's so annoying on that Cypher. Every piece of util, you never know if there's going to be him or somebody else playing off of it. Now you can go into the Outlaw for Sop. They're going to buy a little bit of time there. Quick haunts exchange, so FUT going to be pretty well aware, and they're going to be quickly rotating up on the north side.
A quick spot out, double dash up in a tower. It's a very fast wraparound for Mata.
There.
As Cage will drop, Ethan going to be spotted in the corner. Tagged up, Cristali just holding down M1, trying to find that elimination, but it's going to be NRG just running and gunning to find the enemy IGL. Spike brought forward onto the site, but no closer to really getting this plant enacted. They're going to try to commit for it now, but the players are just getting picked apart. Planted in the corner, and Brock will just be able to find 2 kills with a right click. A little bit of damage to try to slow down this balloon of the economy, but it's still going to be that 4-0 start in NRG. We might be looking at another early timeout call from Bunkar on the other side.
Yeah, I would think so. This is just really good stuff from FUT. They're so fast to rotate. They're so fluid on this map, and that's exactly what Fracture needs. That's what defenders need to do. One of the things I kind of was worried about with
Bambino,
yeah,
feeling confident that they have the read.
Absolutely. But one of the things that some teams kind of rely on in this map is like holding the line with the Cypher and the Brim and doing things like that. And I think FUT got a little too passive, gave maybe Vitality a little bit too much respect, like what we're seeing here. Making those early reads, making those aggressive push-outs to try to get info quick. They're doing it again here. Deep haunt at tree. This time, NRG wants to try to confuse them by going to the other side off of that. See if they can find any purchase, but Trip here. Set up for NRG to give them a little bit of extra info. Mata calling it out. Kiko already has his ult, so doesn't need the orb.
Stop at the moment. Staring in towards halls. As there's the tripwire cleared. NRG to try to keep him protected. Sop's just going to be tucked into the corner now, scouted out, spotted. Slips the net though. He updrafts up over the top towards Dish side. Meanwhile, it's just going to be a 1-for-1 as NRG does get taken down, but Sop is rewarded. The snap back on the ultimate. He found Kiko, but Scuba will be able to find Zeus. Intercepts him now, swapping the weapons as the spike gets planted. Ooh. That wasn't even a snapback. Either way, Crystalli
enemy remaining.
picked apart. It's just going to be 3 players strong over in halls. As this is pretty much impossible to break. I mean, if you had the orbital strike now, feel pretty decent about the odds, but needs to be able to find that first kill, and he cannot. Mana will be able to find that 3K. The operator able to be carried forward, and this was a big all-in gamble from NRG that ends up paying off.
But it almost doesn't. What a play here from Sop. I mean, yes, NRG gets the round. Nice work by Mata to lock down the post plant, but that maneuver there
Chase.
to deal with the Phoenix ult, dude. Oh my God. That was incredible movement from Sop.
It felt like that was going to be the round-winning play, but
Yeah.
NRG still able to persevere. Their own orbital strike now going to be online, as well as a Nightfall.
And Mata's one away from a convergent path. But with all this pressure FUT's been creating, making it a little bit difficult to find that early orb quickly. A rethink of ideas. Of course, with that op there as well. You can always look to that to just give you that ult and have it for the post plant potentially. Here they go.
Nightfall just going to be connecting onto the one. NRG backpedaling deeper into Canteen. Spawn clears out the rest of the site. Kiko eating a bit of spam early. He'll be able to get himself healed back up. Meanwhile, Scuba dance around over towards that bench side, but it's going to be Kiko coming away with 2 kills. Searchable. NRG both going to be taken down. Crystalli able to find the one, but nothing more. The 2v4 now. Spike still in tower. And Kiko already halfway to another run it back.
Love that.
Stop just trying to get deeper out onto this angle. Find anything that he can. Does he have a corner to tuck in? No, he does not. He's going to be burned to a crisp. What a read, whether it's Brock, whether it's Ethan making the call, either way. That secures the round win. NRG able to find 2 in a row.
It's just incredible. They're able to just barely find that open space. It's hard as the defenders. You got to talk about how proactive you have to be, but it is Fracture, so you end up not always being able to cover all your bases. And NRG sniffs out the open space, starts dissecting players, removing them from the round one by one. Should be a little bit of time here to maybe consider going hunting, if you so choose. There's a little bit of money here, but a couple players pretty low on the side of FUT. Sop only at 150 credits, but does have the Blade Storm, so he's A-okay.
They've got Zeus 2 charges from a showstopper. Feels like NRG just taking the measured play to not try to eventually funnel some more over to him. One around to be found. And Sociable just dead from behind.
Nice positioning there from Kiko. That's a great job. We've seen some really good reads on where some of these teams want to position themselves for their ults, and the other team has the counter quickly to try to deal with it. So some really good preparation being shown. Blade Storm is gonna go. Once again, looking for some kind of pressure. I mean, this has been their kind of go-to plan here early.
Scuba far enough around that corner to not get spotted if this north side swing does continue. Pulls off the camera for now, but now we'll have the spot out as the cam gets cleared. We have to know that he's going to be on that arcade side, but seems like FUT off the back of that haunt, sussing out that this is going to be another A hit coming in. So he's going to be chucked out. Crystalli unable to clear that Prowler fast enough, but Sop arriving, has the tailwind away. Convergent paths ends up getting sent. Mana goes diving forward. From up and over the top, Sop cannot deliver a single kill. Only a tiny lick of damage on to Kiko. Zeus has arrived on the scene. Spike stuck on site. Paint Shell gonna be good to get a good amount of damage and pushes Brock out into the open, but he narrowly is able to find that elimination. That means that Zeus now down to 30. Tries to create some pressure around the back, but it's gonna be Scuba on this flank now, arriving. Finding the first, Sociable with a tap, and he will quickly fall thereafter. Scuba finds the final 2, and NRG 1 round away from tying things up.
And I wouldn't be too surprised now to see a timeout from FUT. We never did see one from NRG. They held it close to the vest. You've got to be kidding me, Mata. That is ridiculous. The no-scope blinded up. Gets the kill anyway. And then Scuba pressured early in the round and just uses that against his opponents to slowly work his way through. to have the dagger to seal the round, and indeed,
Their side. There's still a lot to try to tally as Mata's going to be able to continue with these operators for quite some time. There's plenty of cash available to NRG, and Kiko nearly has that next run it back.
yeah, it's a pivotal round for FUT. Showstopper in there. You get a buy-in,
Catch them.
and get this to go. You're going to give yourself a really good shout at an even or positive half. But if you don't, NRG might just start streaking once again. This time they're aggressive on the south side. I like this. I like this a lot more.
Bring them
Look at this
down.
deep trip on B, too, from Yedajay over at Gen.
Oh, face forward, and Sop will just immediately find that kill. Trip is now going to be cleared. Mata checking back that operator at the ready. Still, no prowlers. Try to face in this. They nearly line up. Cristalli lucky to not be taken down at the same time. The Haunt now going to be invested, but they are already well aware of what is waiting them on the other side. Kiko, however, going to be found. The neural theft immediately chucked out. Seeing these players retreating back through the spawn, and Social's going to try to find the catch, and he does. Brock
Spike
dead.
down.
The spike now
Defender
dropped.
spawn.
Scuba has to be careful on this recovery. Will be able to find the spike, but you still have Cristalli tucked back on the A site. Takes his way up and over the top, and seems like they're trying to assess which way they should go, but it's just going to be down 6 feet under.
Down A.
There's Mata now spotted, trying to clear this corner. The shot will whiff. Refracts back around the corner, but Yedajay has him outdone. The headshot found the operator, going to be lost, and FUT able to maintain a lead.
That's huge. Really nice timeout call here. Going to get that early pick onto Ethan, who's just not quite ready for that full push out. And Yedajay having a laugh over that one. And here's the crazy thing, didn't need to use the showstopper there as FUT. So you still got that in your back pocket.
Cristalli gets one away from that Nightfall.
Yeah, really nice round from Cristalli. Great hedging of your bets there as FUT, saying, okay, we've got control over B. Let's send one to A because we're giving up a little bit of space into mid towards our spawn. And that works a treat. Over up onto the north side. So now NRG saying, okay, we know you're not doing those dish pushes anymore.
We heard the tap of the door, but does give it the space. Orbit collected. Cristalli now with a Nightfall online. Yedajay trying to watch the camera. Has a tiny little gap to peek through, but Blaze Wall is going to be set up as well.
I think they're going to try to pop the trip over on Mata's side and then set up for the execute. Try to see if they can pull some players. Or they might just change directions if he just gets enough space.
For now, it's a massive scale forward in the tower. Yedajay. Curveball goes in a little bit behind him, but still can't get the vision out, so we'll end up getting picked apart. He go out in front of this molly. The rest of the team going to be held back by it for the moment.
I'll find you.
It'll be the Haunt. Start things off first, but the clear comes in. Tap of the plant. Nightfall at the ready. Ethan, however, playing front gen. Very much catch them off guard. It looks like Sop at the same time and taking damage. She's down to 30. Nightfall going to be sent. Kiko will end up getting marked. Not quite enough of a spacing to be able to avoid that. The chuck forward though. Ethan dead. Paint shell now out. Saturate will be able to connect, slowing them down a little bit, and Kiko still trying to find his way out of this corner. The curveball going to be sent through, but blinds himself up, but it's going to be the covering fire out from tower. They're trying to keep him in this round, and Scuba will be able to find Sop. NRG rally right back into this one as operators are going to be collected. One round away from tying this up.
Yeah, and it's just a really good counter read here from Ethan, doing a nice job at the beginning of the round, understanding that the methodology has changed for FUT, so we can change ours. Using that Phoenix really nicely to clear some space as Kiko. That's huge there. Talked about what a problem Yedajay can be. To eliminate him early from that B site makes it oh so much easier.
And they're going to be carrying this double operator forward.
Oh my.
No, that there isn't going to be one on the other side. So can give them some very favorable opening duels.
In fact, just a stinger for Yedajay. Couldn't even buy up here. So this is going to get potentially a little weird.
Scuba will have Mata able to quickly turn back around, but it's a little bit of a delayed reaction, and Sop is actually able to find Mata. Finds the further away player, and now Scuba frantically trying to find something that he can get. Manages to find the one kill, but Zeus will trade it back up. That puts FUT now in a key advantage position. C's going to be out. Cristalli isolated, taken down off the decay. Yedajay, however, still here with that stinger. He's able to finish the job, swaps over to the Classic, eventually will be fished out as Brock finds that elimination. Now the orbital strike available for him, as the spike will get planted.
Spike planted.
Launching smoke.
This guy smoked down, just trying to slot his way out towards main, and he's able to win the fight versus Zeus as well. The tap now called in the orbital strike. Pushing Sociable off of that plant. The molly gonna be layered in as well. Just no chance, no way to even try to hold this one a half.
Smoke's down.
This guy smoke cleared. Ethan getting the spot, the tap. He's anticipating this rewrap. Takes down Brock. And now into the 1v1. The defuse being stuck. Can he just hold the completion? He absolutely can! A Red Bull clutch! As FUT get up to 6, and he somehow manages to survive.
That is so unbelievably well played there by Sociable. That smoke positioning, so good. Reminds me of what Forsaken did on Sunset the other year. You put it just a little bit in front of you, and it makes it a lot harder for the opponents to guess where you're at. And he even gives himself an angle to play around the side. That's gotta feel good.
The tension buildup and the relief, but it has still been some back and forth. I'm sure the coaching staff would love to see some consecutive round wins to close out this half. NRG still with an opportunity to try to tie this up. We still are going to have money widely for another bye. Win or lose this round.
He gets one away from the convergent pass there. Sociable will have his ult, though.
They slow things down. Scuba tucked over a bench. Can try to get the up and over with this jet.
So tempting to just try to wait out Scuba there to see if he'll maybe push around the other side. Instead, they do end up clearing the trip. Are they going to try to take the zip here? Or are they just going to hold Zeus in the back to watch for him?
He's just going to be waiting to try to intercept that flank. They have a solid enough read on his position, but they still need to be able to try to hold the line here at the A side. Saturate going to be chucked in, Sop able to tuck back, dodges that one out with the orbital strike. Locks off Ethan for the moment. Cloudburst down. They fill this space. 40 seconds remaining. It's going to be Zeus now. Here within the side of Paint Chill at the ready. Could just chuck it into the corner. He would find an immense amount of value. But it's going to be Sop. Able to come away with one. Zeus now back towards Sands. Finds Kiko. Sociable finds Ethan. And Scuba can't find anything. A flawless round to chain together another one. And FUT, they get up to 7. Now looking for an 8-4 half.
Yeah, just the stall and coordination here from FUT. So nice. Sociable again. Doesn't need to light up the kill feed, but he uses his ult to allow a reposition to just completely thwart this attack. And then NRG's left guessing where they're going to be on site. And the reaction from FUT. So clean. So you still have just enough for most of a buy. Scuba only on a Guardian. Now you're going more of a default here for FUT. A little bit of a push out from Sop. But everybody else just trying to hold it be, just kind of guessing that this is how NRG is going to react. But Mata strikes from behind.
A bit of a bait there.
I know it.
Zeus trying to push forward. Meanwhile, Sociable not ready to get off the iPad. Mata takes it out of his hands. An amazing start to this round here for NRG, who very much need this round win. Zip across to the south side from Crystalli. Yedajay trying to push forward through that cage. They will be able to find one. Scuba eliminated. But as that smoke will fall, so too shall Yedajay as Sop is the last one. The 1v3. Looks for Ethan, finds it. It's worked down the 12 health. Now the 1v2, the reposition. Kiko wrapping around through Canteen. The Molotov there to buy some time. A shout out to a squad that could not qualify, and Sop widely feeling like this round is likely going to be done, and it is. Kiko is able to get NRG up to 5.
Maybe a little shout out to Alfier. It's his birthday, so that could be it. But
could be.
Ooh, what a back and forth. But again, really solid defender side stuff from FUT.
I mean, after a 4-0 start, you got to be feeling decent about that one for NRG, but this needs to be an immaculate defense. If FUT can find another pistol, that might just be curtains.
I am giving it a very high mark. So can this attacker side match? Because if it can, they will be moving on here at Masters London for sure. Just a little creep up, just using that cyber cage. Kiko.
Kiko fans right back to the chat. Trying to spur him on here, but it's going to be Scuba. He's able to find the opening value, but that paint choke gets locked in right at his feet, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Right to the rope down, NRG going to be struck down. Ethan with that frenzy going to be favored every day. And now Cristalli gone as well. A 2v4. The sociable, not quite slipping the net. Brock has every idea, every understanding of this potentiality, but still will not be able to win out that fight. So now brought back into a 2v3.
Zeus just trying to group up.
They're just going to slip through and go plant this on A. NRG can continue with the pack mentality, play together, stay stacked up, try to get that retake going, but they will not be able to prevent the plant from coming through.
I dropped the spike.
And they're going to drop it over. This is taking a while, though. So now
they're realizing it.
Yep.
And this is still very slow.
30
Zeus is in an
seconds
all-in angle. No blast packs to try to make a quick exit. He has to find value here. It's going to be a little bit of a high-low, but Zeus still able to find two in that fight. 3 overall in the round. Sociable tapping the plant. Running out of time now. Has to drop down, go for the commitment. No, we'll just plant this up over the top.
10 seconds left.
But no Molly, no
Spike
smokes. The Sheriff
planted.
on the other side. And Sociable to peek in. Tagged. One more tap is all it'll take. And he needs a headshot. Staying planted in this position. And he wins it out! Mata expecting that he climbed the stairs. He just stays tucked away, and FUT are able to find their second pistol on this map, now up 8-5.
Just unbelievable that they win this. 2vx situation, and Zeus says, I'm going to stick around. There's maybe Sociable calls for it either way, and it is the perfect read.
It's in the name. Zeus is doing God's work in that moment to be able to come away with those kills. Also gets himself halfway to a showstopper.
Unbelievable. What a turn for FUT. Now it's going to take even more for NRG to dig back into this. We've seen an eco here today, so maybe NRG has something in store. Sop taps the orb to see if there's any kind of response, but NRG just gamble stacks. So they are happy, be a little bit patient, just looking for kind of a crunch play there off the back of the C's, it looks like. Instead, over to the A side. Now for NRG, the real question is try to find a way to dive the spike or see if you can do some damage. Just classics, so no buy up. You're gonna clear the trip, so FUT gonna be pretty well aware.
Smoke's down.
There's even a secondary trip here, so we'll get confirmation.
Plenty of footsteps going to be heard again.
Catch them.
Deep angle established for Zeus. And this will be more than enough to delay. They realize that this Hall's angle is going to be stacked, so they will now just take the rope across and die on that dish side. Not look to give over anything additional. 2 FUT on this round, but Sop, he's like, well, I've got a Marshall. And he's got a hip fire to come away with 1 elimination, so Ethan going to be taken down. Scuba, maybe with an opportunity to catch Yetta J off guard. Yetta J, no, surprise. And will get eliminated here, but the rest of NRG dead to the spike. 3 players surviving. Phantom the Bulldog going to be carried over, but they cannot recover that Spectre.
Okay, now we're into the real meat and potatoes here for NRG. If they're going to start turning this around, absolutely cannot afford to give over another bonus. FUT's been really good at converting those, especially on this map, but if my memory serves me correctly, I think they converted both bonuses against Vitality, still ended up dropping, but here today, I think they seem like they're in a little bit better form, a little more confident, a little bit better read, a little bit better pulse.
Yep, loss of Vitality widely came down to giving over that 4v2.
Cage triggered.
They're not looking to make the same mistakes. Meanwhile, the crunch coming through on this north side.
Launching smoke.
Smoke's going to be exchanged, but the space still widely is given up. Just Brock over on that sand side, but not liking what they aren't seeing. So we'll just go ahead and make a quick pivot across towards Kiko's campus. He's situated, sat here on B.
Oh, Yetta J.
Oh, Ethan. Wise to it. This man's to find the wall bang. Meanwhile, Tripwire, they're going to try to hold them back. This little glimpse. They're on to Sam. And Zeus trying to scale forward. Place this one quietly, and Kiko cannot hold down the sights. Another spike can get planted.
It's a huge find. Still have Prowler, still have C's, still have a Molly.
Oh, now going to be cycled in again. There's that Molly, not going to go deep enough, but Mana will. Peeks out, is able to find the one stop, going to be traded out now. Zeus striking from Jen, gets himself a second. Another paint shell built up, tossed into the corner to give Ethan no hope, no recourse.
One enemy
Whoa,
remaining.
will fall, however. Suddenly it starts becoming a hell of a lot more possible. Looking for the hold there. Gets it up to half, but Ethan cannot get the drag across. Zeus perseveres, and it's another bonus conversion for FUT.
They are so good at this map. The positioning they're taking, the way that they're going to flank out over towards Jen here for Zeus. And that big crucial kill onto Kiko to get the space. Nobody confirmed on the Prowler on the entry. Not much information given over to NRG. And it's going to be finally a timeout taken here for NRG on this map.
Yeah, amazingly, this is the first one. Find a gap. A way to weasel the way into the doorway. If they can get that, I know that they are very capable of breaking through. We know that FUT absolutely can crumble under that sort of pressure. For the moment, they are looking damn favored here. There's Mana. That saturate, we're gonna catch on the one, faces in, Ethan immense amount of damage. It's just gonna be a fract around the corner where there's a paint shell ready and waiting. Zeus again, able to find that kill, will get sniped out of the sky by Frog, but South goes forward, finding revenge. Where's fallen teammate? A scrappy affair, but one that FUT comes out on top of. Now Scuba and Kiko both at Sands. They're trying to pull off a 2v3 with just Sheriffs. And still that Molotov at the ready for Sociable. Yeah. Peek out, Scuba, whittle away, down to 10 health. Kiko again needing to deliver. They want to pull off what would be an absolute miracle, but it's one apiece. It's 11 rounds for FUT, and it's a 6-round deficit for NRG.
We know more than we did before.
It's so scary right now. NRG is so massively on the back foot, gonna be coming into a bye. Sop love the aggression there. Deal with that player at the point of the attack. That gun unrecoverable, no problem at all. They can just cover that doorway, and there are those two ults. Showstopper, orbital strike. Do have some answers. Mata's gonna scoop up the operator. But is that gonna be enough here for NRG to start turning the tide? Fast beat crunch set.
Showstopper out, Mata dead. No refract magic there. Is absolutely out into the open. Scuba now will be able to find the timing. It's a Cage's fall. Looks for that second kill, but Sop is able to hold his own, pops the blades immediately. Kiko with a running back, sprinting forward, trying to find anything that he can, but it's gonna be an off shot from the flank. Jump forward, Ethan dead, and Zeus with another 3-piece. And a chance at the fourth. It's Kiko. Will hold his own for one. Have to be a 4K as well for him. And he's not gonna look to try to play it out. We'll just try to retain the weapon, but FUT now advance forward up to match point. NRG are going to need 7 rounds in a row just to push this to overtime.
They're feeling it, man. This time they're just gonna go B the whole way. They're given a little bit of breathing room at Arcade. And that's more than enough, and you've got to pump the brakes again as NRG. You try to go for the operator, but there's no escape valve there, no refract set up by the time the showstopper's coming through. NRG just has...
Come on, one more. Come on.
It's so weird because I hear Big Time's voice. The confidence flowing. Zeus has been incredible these last 2 maps. Absolutely brilliant performances on the Raze and the Waylay. And he has been knocking it out of the park with these big multi-kill rounds.
Well, that's not the way you want to be seeing this started. A botch job on the util. And now a deep camera placed in halls that cannot be cleared at the moment. And FUT will continue to scale forward. NRG, still 3 players saddled over on the opposite side of the map.
Take
The
it
block
down.
on the peak is able to find one. Zeus dead.
Smoke's down.
Still to be called in. The quick pivot back through the defender spawn. Now arriving is Kiko, as well as Scuba. Get over here, try to counteract this and stop again. Fearlessly trying to take position, but this time it's a massive overstep as Kiko. From rope will be able to find the kill, and it feels like FUT end up absolutely overcooking this one. The neural depth will be committed. Crisali able to find another kill to get some damage in to weaken the buy, but the defuse is there, and NRG managed to hold on by a thread.
Yeah, just a nice recovery here for NRG when things look like it might get a little bit weird because of the early misstep with the util, but brought the quick one and done. Ethan, the reposition there to counter Sop's movement. Able to just sit behind those smokes, looking for that extra player. You know, there's been a lot of crunches, so he's got to be aware that maybe that's where they're going to come from. Still, though, no ults invested for FUT. They're going to have a healthy buy still coming into this. A little bit extra money in the tank even. Op does get forked over, though, to Mata. So he's going to have his ult. Brock with the orbital strike. So a lot to work with now for NRG, who seems to be playing a little bit more of a give and then fight back at the point of attack kind of style.
Whereas that previous round was nothing but give from FUT.
Right.
Getting a bit too overconfident, a bit too overzealous. Looks like now some restraint being shown. Just going back to defaulting. Triple push to secure the orbit dish. Gets Zeus halfway to another showstopper. Mod at the same time, wondering where he should reposition to.
Should be able to lean B now as NRG. Prowler did not connect with anything, and Kiko's taken a ton of space. So I think they've got a pretty decent read. Just going to come down to execution.
Angle check into the arcade side. Nothing going to be spotted, so Sociable can just join in with them. Smokes at the ready. Now going to be called down. Mata. Convergent paths. If he sends that, might just connect onto damn near everyone, and it will. That slows things up, but now he's going to make his exit. Orbital strike going to be called in and stop again. Going to be cooked as Brock has his own there. Check in towards main. Yetijay dead. And Mata, he's able to find another. It's going to be a Boombot kill versus the tournament for that one, but the round still going over into the hands of NRG, and this time there are ults committed into this. Sociable can pull off one ungodly clutch.
Got the
Swap of the
spike.
gun, the spike going to be recovered. And that first point of contact, and then Scuba as well. Able to force him away.
Time.
The time is just not going to be there, so Sociable will just try to hold on to this gun. NRG sticking around for a little bit longer. Moving their way up to 7, 5 more to go as Kiko trying to find this kill. He will not. Sociable, the last survivor.
I was curious. Don't want to think about the timeout just yet as FUT. You still have some more room for mistakes before you have to call another timeout to talk about things. You're going to have most of a buy here. Sociable only going to be able to go over to the Guardian, so going to hand that gun over to one of his teammates. Let's see what they want to do this time. Just a nice little wombo combo there.
You're dead.
Right off the rip, they run it back to gain space. FUT maybe gonna have to push the tempo, but look at this layering of the Cypher util from Scuba.
That's a good amount of information gained. Clear that tripwire. Meanwhile, the exec getting ready to come through. Scuba trying to face forward into halls. A little bit of botch there on the blast packs. They get slowed up, and Ethan is able to fight too. Just spraying into the smoke. The spike now stranded in this round. Looking very much lost. The cage will fall. Yetijay now spotted, none the wiser about this swing. Kiko will have him dead. Sociable.
Gotcha.
Once again, they try to hold onto the weapon, but this time it is just the Guardian. The economy whittled away at, and this is a massive opening for NRG to try to get back into this map.
It's gonna have to be an eco here on the next round for FUT. So Sociable again looking to save this gun. And they are maybe on their way to doing the unthinkable. So you would expect that we're gonna get at least to 9 here for NRG potentially. barring a
30 seconds
crazy
left.
thrifty from FUT. I'm just curious when that timeout is going to come through. That's the real big question now is,
It feels like it has to be after this round.
yeah, I mean, NRG now really starting to get some wind underneath their sails.
It's just a matter of, do you call it ahead of a thrifty attempt, or do you try to just call it for the buy? Either way,
10 seconds left.
not this round, then the next.
Love that.
Social Bull, yep, at least just getting another ult charge, 3 away from having that orbital strike online. But NRG, given this wiggle room, given this opportunity, now it's just 4 more rounds to go to push this into another overtime.
I mean, I love those extra layers of trips. It just makes it so easy. Throw the smokes up, start spamming through. And yeah, a little bit of a oopsies on the blast packs from Zeus. It's been incredible. Are going to have that Guardian, another one able to be bought in. Sop going with the Marshal, couple Sheriffs, Cristalli, no armor. I wouldn't expect you want to invest the ults here. Maybe you get, ooh.
Cheeky. Most amount of damage, but
Still scary.
Valor goes in and okay, yeah, I was gonna say, Guardian, bit higher penetration compared to that Vandal, will be able to find a bit more damage in exchange. Ethan just gonna be backpedaling away as Sop making sure that Pain Shell is not gonna clear him, but also decides to take the orb for himself. He passed this over to Zeus, he would have had that showstopper online.
Could just be thinking around ahead here, maybe. Let's see what they want to do, but NRG has got the strong side read.
As they check back through this holes, they pop the door, they scale forward, Haunt out as well towards the spawn.
Yeah, they know.
This is going to give them a very good idea. So Ethan looking like he's going to go for the pivot and just leave Mata on an angle.
Look at Yeta though. Let's see.
Oh, the up and over right in front of Brock, and he's going to take that one damn easily. Kill found, right of the rope. Keiko unable to find the catch there. Through Minster escape, but now they're going to be pinned in as Keiko
Spike
quickly
down, B.
sits down
30
2.
seconds left.
That Marshall not going to be able to do a damn thing here. Keiko considers going for the push, but doesn't want to give him the chance, doesn't want to give him that freebie, that weapon.
Last player standing.
Now he has been
Spike
found, and it's just down to
down,
Yeta to try to stop this from being a flawless, and he will be able to do so, but he can't find the follow-up. Keiko gets the 3K, and NRG get 3 rounds away.
I think this is where that timeout has to come through for FUT. You've got 3 big ults, so whatever the coaches have drawn up for this situation, it's going to be called in here. You would expect some kind of set idea off the start. So as NRG, this disruption can continue. The way that they've been mirroring, they've been matching, they faced this pressure. And FUT stood tall on Haven. Now another gut check against a team that has faced many of these before and come through. See what they can do. A little bit of a delayed hit here towards Dish. The Haunt, though, does get cleared, so there's going to be awareness that this is an A crunch. At least that's the initial thought.
Now we're checking, and that is a big brain use of that Nightfall. Goes out, and the one in reply finds absolutely no one. Is Mana! Snipes Zeus out of the sky! Sop is dead! He's dead!
Spike down A.
Is able to find a second! And the nightmare becomes reality.
One enemy remaining.
As FUT cannot find a damn thing!
I mean, do you consider the save here? I think you have to, but there's so much time. Let's get
We'll
one.
be able to find the one. Need at least 3 more before you'd be willing to commit an orbital strike into this. So I think in the end, this is going to have to be the save. I'd love to have anything other than
30
that
seconds
Guardian
left.
to cling to, but everything is just a world away, out of reach. Bodyguarded by NRG. We're not looking to give him a single pixel to take a shot at.
No, there's just no hope. No chance. Checking for the
10
flank.
seconds left.
And now they're going to go on this hunt. Finds the first. Decides to plant his feet. We'll get a bit of that regen armor back in. Already has the ult. NRG should want to try to take this gun out of his hands. Looks like Sociable will be allowed to survive, to pass a warning message on to the rest of his team. But NRG are continuing to run this back as the economy again gets shattered. There's another ult, another 2 ultimates get committed into this round to no avail.
This is kind of telegraphed here by FUT. There's a deep haunt early, and Ethan clears it and immediately just takes a timing on the Nightfall. That forces out the Nightfall from FUT, doesn't hit anything. Whereas Ethan hits almost the whole team, and then they can just position themselves to shut this down. Kiko going out early, but delayed. The haunt gonna keep him at bay, clear the trip.
Get out of my
Scuba
way.
again.
Can't shell a tower, but plenty of players nearby enough to run it back. Rush forward, but it's just gonna be a tuck down into the sewers here. Kiko trying to see if he can catch anyone in transit, but he cannot. The ult expires, all players of FUT now joining together. Drifting back towards halls, where it is just Ethan to try to hold this line.
God, you gotta be careful with the sound cues.
C's at the ready. Looks like Scuba maybe looking to rotate and join him. Ethan will reposition. The door is shut. And Ethan plays over towards that dish side, but now the noise going to be made. Stomping their way forward. The blast pack entry again going to be denied, as well as Scuba snipes up out of the sky.
Cage triggered.
Sociable only able to find the one, and Scuba still watching this angle. Yet does
30
manage
seconds
to
left.
skirt his way across. A tuck in to drop, but mollied into the open, and Sociable again, the last one standing. The Molotov forward to try to cut them off on this approach.
Enemy down.
He's able to find one, but the defuse is going to be stuck in surely. He does not commit the ultimate to this one. Held to half, the op shot going wide. Gets the dink, but cannot secure the elimination. NRG will find the defuse and find themselves 1 round away from pushing this to overtime.
Just a brilliant hold here from Scuba and Ethan. It's Scuba tracing him through the sky. Man's out there shooting clay pigeons. And that has got the fans here fired up. A lot of Kiko fans in the audience want to see this go to overtime. You wouldn't have thought this was possible. 6 rounds ago, it felt all but assured. And here we are, 1 more chance. Mata has a convergent pass. Everybody else 1 or 2 away for NRG for some of the important ones. Just a
Poor trap play here on a Brock. Wow, they will be able to pick him apart. That Odin not able to find much damage. Now the neural depth to be committed. The spot out here on the rotations. 3 players on this A side of the map, and immediately FUT with the backpedal.
Gonna fall back here.
Work their way over to B. Mana, lone player here, quickly being joined by Scuba. And again, that convergent path's available. Could just absolutely cook them here. A tower, but he doesn't manage to find that jump shot.
oh my God.
Into the convergent paths. He wants to go for the re-peek. He wants to try to find a kill. The cloud burst expiring. Mana able to find one. Sociable dead. Sop now having the trade. The player advantage, but barely that as Sop survives with 2 HP. The operator now in hand, staring at the canteen. He's got Scuba. Zeus has the spray down! And out of nowhere, FUT will close it! Overtime denied